Hopefully this works correctly. We are live. All right, it does work. Cool, 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 cool. Here we go. 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 Anyone just coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. I have energy tonight, guys. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I got to work early as shit, but I'm still ready to go. I got some coffee. I feel good. Got some water. We're going to be watching some games tonight, so a little bit until Mpl Ph starts. So we're going to watch with something that a lot of people have been recommending to me, and that is MPL. That is Geek Slate versus RQ. Geek Slate versus RQ. That's what they keep recommending, so that's what they're going to get. I feel like that is... All right, we have to fix this. I need to fix something real quick. I don't like the way the chat looks. I do not like the way the chat looks, not going to lie. Maybe we can make it even bigger. Like my font size even bigger. Why does it look so clear? Did you get an upgrade? No, bro. Probably just, I did, I don't know. You never see me on full cam like this. I did, like, connect my OBS to YouTube, finally. Like, actually, like, connected. I'm not just using a stream key, but they're, like, linked. So maybe there's a faster, lower latency. I don't fucking know. I widened out my angle a bit, too. I'm not as zoomed in. Sometimes I sit around right here. So my background looks maybe a little bit blurrier. Today I am like right... Did you see Chicken destroy Eunice? So he wasn't actually talking about Eunice. He was talking about he wanted Xena in. But I guess he was kind of talking about Eunice. I don't know. I think Chicken has a crush on Xena. That's what I think it is, but who knows? Hold on. We need to fix something. I got to fix my chat. I don't like the way the chat looks on stream right now. Control C. Chat box. Control A. Control V. Okay. There we go. Blue out, purple in. Do I just look clear? Is that what you're saying? Like my camera just looks cleaner today? My lighting maybe? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But that's nice. Somebody say something. Yo, yo, yo. There we go. All better. Should I change my font, yo? All right, guys. All right. Did I see? Let's see. John De La Cruz, what's up? George Ignacio Calipan. Sup. Hey. It's Cam. So clean in the cloud. Looks so clear. I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I finally connected. I also don't have a delay on. I did no delay. I don't know. I'm glad. I'm very happy that, because like I have a really nice setup and it should look like this. Though I will say you guys haven't really seen me on live stream much recently. It's been on NACT, and on NACT it highly drops my quality. Because I do have a really, like, I have a decent setup. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I have a decent setup. I should look good as fuck all the time. Oh, it does look very clear today, huh? That's nice. Do you guys like my plant? I bought a plant for my room. I really like it. I think it just adds some nice flavor to my room. I'm going for like a slightly different vibe than, you know, like I feel like everywhere nowadays is like RGB lights in the background. I'm kind of trying to go for something slightly different. Like I really think what would be cool is like a lot of wood and green. Like, you know, I don't know. I would really like to get my room set up in a certain way. Am I saying NACT production sucks? No, I'm saying no matter what you do in an offline situation, the production is always going to lose quality. You have to think everything is offline. We're transferring data miles and miles and miles. So yeah. I used to have an RGB setup. I used to have your new school glowy lights and blue lights. Like I could change these lights right now to blue in my background and stuff. I don't really want to. Let's actually see how it looks. I haven't done it in a while. And no, I don't have more money than Zane. I don't really know how much. I'm pretty sure Zane makes good money. This setup has taken me years to get to. Like, look, that doesn't look bad with the blue lights behind, huh? Do you think this looks nicer, though? Like, I almost feel like the blue lights take away. Like, it almost takes away. I almost feel like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm stuck on blue, guys. Blue background's nice. What about red? If I could get it to... These remotes suck. That's one thing I need to fix is my light setup. I need to get it like Bluetooth. I need to get some Bluetooth lights. There's red. No, blue's way better. Blue's the most like define, I feel like. It's the one that like really stands out the most. There we go. All right. Real quick, we're going to share the stream. Sticker time. Link. Can I do the thug shake? What's the thug shake? Like... What's the thug shake, bro? If I knew what that was, I could do it. But like on a real note, how is everybody liking NACT so far? Let's ask you guys some questions, yo. How are you guys liking the NACT so far? Huh? Gameplay's not bad. The production is really what's some of a turnoff. So, as in, so what exactly is like wrong with production? I don't exist. What's up, man? I probably shouldn't chat back to you because you don't exist. Ha ha ha. Like, and I'm not trying to say this in a, but I'm not trying to say that in like a rhetorical way or anything or a rude way. I'm honestly just wondering because maybe I can like relay information. Like I know in-game graphics are rough, right? They're not able to use the highest quality of graphics right now for some reason. That's a problem. There's definitely been some hiccups here and there in the first few days in a sense of like production, giving us cues, when everyone's supposed to talk, things like that. There's been like small issues here and there, but like if the gameplay looks like it's from 2018, when they show items, it's for 5 seconds, and the hero graphics is hard to see, especially on phone. Okay. So like by hero, all right. So hero graphics, do you mean like during draft, like the images for the heroes? They did just upgrade. I think the items are going to have a nicer upgrade coming up, which is nice. They do need to show items more. I do agree on that. They do need to show items more. That is definitely an issue. It's an issue that I think we all have. That like there needs to be some set times, and if a fight breaks out, then they need to bring it back right after the fight, right? That's something that, I mean, we had that issue in M4 for the first, but the good thing, here's the problem I think that we have sometimes in the way that we're set up right now, because it's all offline. And another issue is we cast for so long. I do believe, all right, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself. In M4, one of the nice things was after each day, the production team, the casters, and everyone involved in behind-the-scenes stuff, everyone except for the teams and players, I'm sure maybe they even did it with the teams and players, would have a sit-down for about 10 minutes. And we would say things to them, and they would say things to us. We would say, hey, this was kind of an issue. Hey, we're having a problem with this. Hey, blah, 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 blah. So I wish we could do that here. So hopefully that does, I think like we should be able to have input because, for example, at M4, for the first like few days, we were having issues. They weren't showing items enough. So we sat down and we said, hey, items should get shown at 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, and then like every 3 minutes after that, so on, right? And that's something that is important, right? There should be time markers on when items should pop up, because those are times that normally certain items get bought, right? Like around the 2 and 3 minute mark, we will get to know, around the 2 minute mark, we'll get to know who skipped boots, what item they're building towards first. Then around the 3 or 5 minute mark, people are getting in their first, maybe possibly around 6 or 7 minutes. 7 minutes are getting around their second item. So, I mean, it should be like 3, 5, 8. I think around the 8 minute mark, some people have gotten in second item. Some people have been working on third. These are all important time markings, right? Also, Lord is about to come up, so you start to see the advantages of those things, etc., etc., etc. Ritz, what's up? What's up? What's up? By player names, do you mean like when the game is going on? Like when the game's going on, it's too fuzzy to be able to read the names? When the draft is going on. Okay, so during draft, player names are a little hard to read. Okay. Actually, I think one of the casters actually complained about that as well, that it was a little hard to read the player names. All right, we can start. We can start. Look at the serious face. Gideon's taking a poop right now. Mirko is watching Gideon take a poop right now, and he's enjoying it. Eterna is confused of what's happening on the side of her. Those are those faces. That's a Gideon's like. I mean, not Gideon. That's not Gideon. My bad. I'm having a total mind blank. Oh my god, he'd be so mad. It's not Arashi. It is. Why am I being such a dick right now? I'm being such an asshole. No one say it. Oh my god. I'm being such a dirtbag. Gani. Thank you, Sheesh. Gani. The Toinks to Zoinks call? Thank you. That was a good call. I'm trying, bro. I'm really trying to step up the casting this year. I'm really trying to, like, I think at this point it's really just like honing in on my style. I think that's the main thing, which I don't think anyone else in the NACT sounds like me. I think I'm getting there. I don't think anyone's exactly as smooth as me on the play-by-play, though I will say Steph Weezy has stepped up his game a lot when it comes to play-by-play. He's gotten much better. Chicken's reaction to Toinks to Zoinks. Did he laugh at it? Did he like it? Honestly, getting Chicken, like, it might sound weird, but if Chicken said something nice about my play-by-play, I would actually, that would mean something to me, because Chicken is a hard man to please, man. Chicken doesn't really, Chicken's like, he's just such a cool guy, you know? So, like, if he's like, if you not very often do you hear him say, not very often do you get to hear him say something like, oh, yeah, he's really good. You don't really hear him give praise much. You know what I'm saying? I have no clue. I haven't been able to watch much ID. I'm not going to lie. They didn't give me approval to stream MPL ID live. Well, it was going live. Like, I can rewatch games. I'm fine. But I got PH. I got approval to live stream, do watch parties of PH. So I haven't really been able to zone in onto ID that much. That's what I mean, John Dela Cruz. Like, it actually, hearing that from Chicken makes me feel good. I know I shouldn't care what people think about me, but, and I normally don't. I don't really care if people say I'm bad because I know I'm not. But when somebody like that, who doesn't really give praise very often, gives praise, it makes me feel warm inside. So thank you for telling me that, John Dela Cruz.
Last time it was a 2-1 for Geek. Do you think the same score can be replicated by?
It seems like Farsa picked up 13 times.
All right, guys.
Earlier on, it felt like they were on a bit of a lose streak here, 4 times lost. But afterwards, they were able to come together, find their synergy, get on the same page, and make it all the way
Second best English caster easily. I'll take that from you, bro. Because I know your first is Mirko, so.
2 more matches against RRQ and Bigatron to further solidify their place in second.
Yeah, there were no talks at all about Geek Slate.
Why Chicken bias Trex and casting?
There weren't a contender in that upper
I don't think
bracket,
Chicken's biased towards me.
Second leg, almost before the second leg.
Chicken used to not like me very much. I still don't think he holds an opinion on me,
right?
but
the second position, and
I think after like Zane and all of them seen me at M4,
against RQ, it's going to be
they finally can't help but recognize me. Like all the big players in NA, Hoon, all those guys. At first, last year I was kind of just a nobody who was just like this guy that talked a lot. Now I've earned the respect, I think, of a lot of people in NA. You know, so it's nice.
The gatekeeper for the upper bracket.
All right, let's jump into this, though, guys.
The game #1 in this upper bracket.
Let's jump into this, guys. We got RQ up against Geek Slate. Everyone has told me this is a great series to watch. They want to watch me watch it. Natalia, right? So these are like some of the differences immediately from like when you look at some stuff. I do know Beloyski runs a great Natalia though, so this does kind of make sense, right? Fanny, the Wan, the Joy, the Fredrin are all pretty regular. The Claude up front, kind of interesting, but I do kind of agree, especially with the Wan being banned, I can understand the Claude being banned, right? Because it's like, okay, they took Wan. We don't want to give them another decent marksman. Let's kind of limit the pool a bit more. Arlot coming in. I think right here. Glue open here. Farza open here. Lapu's open here.
securing a hero for Beloy.
I think you definitely probably lock in the Farza possibly,
There's
right?
a lot of power for Geek Slate. Two Geek Slate would Farza pick. Here comes
Yuzong, Yeve.
Go for the Yeve, like you said, he turned
Okay.
Yuzong, a hero that does really good in lane up against the Arlet.
I guess the Eve
gonna be
maybe
very interesting
slows
fight.
down the Arlet
Banana.
if it comes down to
And
it.
yeah, Yuzong
I personally
lanes
like the
very
Farza a bit
well
more than the
against
Eve
Arlet.
right
Drive
now.
still just
But with the
outlet
Yuzong,
and perhaps that's going to be the challenge here for the side of Banana.
With
in
the
a
Yuzong,
somehow losing hero in that lane.
I do think the Yuzong plays better with the Eve than it would with the Farza, right? And here's the thing: when you pick up the Yuzong, you also like even though it's almost like they're baiting them into the Farza. Like, yeah, we're not going to pick Farza, but we're going to pick the Yuzong and something similar to the Farza, and we want you to pick the Farza because here's the deal, right? We have the Yuzong, but here's the thing: Valentina is still open, and that's what they pick up, the Valentina.
I think the real
So.
manipulation is a possibility for them to pick up for themselves.
I really like the Melissa.
Respond with a Beatrix.
I honestly am like, I think it's really cool that the Melissa has become this meta pick. I think it's actually been hotter than people think for a while, and now it's like it's really shining. Beatrix gonna get very outranged. Should I turn? I'm gonna turn them down just a little bit, right?
And landing those runner shots.
I think the Melissa, I think the Beatrix definitely gets outranged in the early game. You have to kind of use the sniper to deal with it, and if you're not good at landing those sniper shots, it's going to be a tough lane for you, especially if they're trying to bully you even more by sending people for the ganks. Coming into the second ban phase, Kufra going to get banned out. I think it's solid.
Interesting. Seems like he's doing quite a good
Kaja
job
going to
so
get banned
far.
out,
He's been
also
able to-
solid.
it seems like
Both
he's been able
teams kind of focusing on
to
roams
really
here.
synergize well with the
Grok
team as
is
well.
still open. Franco's still open.
Utilizing
A
their
lot of other
vision as
opportunities
well as their
still open,
combat
right?
Heroes, and that's kind of put
How someone asked how useful is Valentina? Valentina's, what do you mean? Valentina's super useful,
You
right?
can see respect bans towards the mid laners all around here. Lolita, Kufra, the Kaja as well, taken away for Beloyski. But there's still a few options on the board. Do they want to commit fully onto a Beloyski ban?
I think we might see a Franco pick here.
Maybe, right? Perhaps.
Possibly.
I mean,
Grok pick.
Outvin as well. Lolita and as well as that Kufra band away.
With Kufra, Lolita, Kaja, no, like normally a roam is picked a little bit sooner. A lot of time roam doesn't get left. Diggy is still open actually.
Option here now for both teams, right? Even
There goes the Franco ban. Never mind, no Franco. They were thinking the same thing I was.
Especially for your gold lane.
Grok, there's your Grok, there's your Grok. RQ may pick up the Diggy here, but you don't really. I don't know if I've seen them play the Diggy that much though, right?
Purpose, right? Providing feel, soak in the damage, and facilitate.
They still need a jungler. Both teams still need a jungler.
But on the other hand, it's also very good
Akai
for him
is
to
still
take
open.
away. Remember, Clay is going to be playing the Valentina, and he's been
She
able
makes a
to
really good
find a lot of
point
success
with the
on
Valentina,
as
like
well.
like the
The wild
Grok.
charge
So
gonna be
many picks
something
are
that
so
they can
scary to pick into the
utilize for
Grok, right?
themselves in order to look
That's what I'm
for
saying. I don't
an
think I've ever
engage
really
here.
seen RQ play the Diggy, so I don't really think
They
it's an
need
option
to
for them.
secure, assumingly,
Maybe we see an assassin
roamer
pick
as
up in the
well as
jungle
the
here.
jungler. Akai is still available.
Maybe we see the
Marcus
Ling,
as
maybe we
well.
see the
Do they wanna
Hayabusa.
go for an assassin,
But then they're very squishy, right? Hilda.
Here for Vin, accompanied by
There's
the
a Hayabusa.
Well, there you go. The Hilda pick here is pretty.
So the
interesting.
Hayabusa
They're gonna pick up the Hayabusa.
can work, right? We can
Grok will
dance.
still be flexing the jungle.
We can
Pick
dance
up the
around
Hilda
this
first.
Yuzong.
Again,
We can
just
dance around
trying
this
to
Grok. You have
give
possibilities.
set
And
Alpha up for
Hayabusa, you know,
success in the jungle on the assassin.
Hayabusa
Denying
has slowly
that
really
Hilda
started
pick
to
late.
win over into
Now,
my heart a
do they
bit more.
want to take this Grok into their own position or the jungle? They can certainly still go for something like a Diggy, but with the Hilda pickup as well, it also kind of denies that Diggy.
I think they may go
Grok
for the
flanks.
Akai here,
For a
maybe.
Geek Slate at this point.
Paramus Rome, why not?
Faramis Rome. I feel like going for the jungler would
But
be
or
better
leave the
here.
Grok
Wanna
in the jungle. Go for something
Let's go
bulky in the
Diggy
jungle,
instead
right?
of
Something
Faramis.
that the Hilda can't harass.
Grok in
Yeah.
the jungle. It's the Kadita pick.
Okay,
for the side
so-
of Geek Slate, though. Kadita. Interesting choice.
Kadita can
Very
work here.
interesting.
A lot can work here.
Melissa, your oddity actually does not go through the goal.
Not a lot of set potential from the side of RQ here, right? Not a whole lot of set potential from the side of RQ. The Hilda can harass, but it has nothing really to harass here. It's not really going to bother Grok. Grok's not really stressed about a Hilda in his jungle.
Again, we are moments away of stepping into the land of dawn.
And normally I would say that
Agree with you.
the side of Geek Fam are a little squishy in the mid lane, but they don't have much worries, right? Because they're up against a Hilda, which like Hilda can't really harass. Like Hilda doesn't have the greatest wave clear. It's meant more to cause problems.
It's time to jump.
And when we look at the side of Geek Slate, there's huge pick potential, huge set potential. Yes, RQ has the Valentina to steal the ultimate, which gives them a little bit of set potential, but that is honestly about it.
It's time for game number 1.
So let's look. Let's look a little bit more. Yeah, there's like no CC on the side of RQ, 0 set potential. So that is going to be one of their major weaknesses, I think, here. There's huge CC, huge 5v5 potential on the side of Geek Slate. You've got the World Manipulation, then you have a wall from the Grok, you have the Wild Charge from the Grok, you have Black Dragon, you have Petrify, Knock-Up, you have Knock-Up from Beloyski, you have just big play potential, I feel like, from Geek Fam here, and I don't see much of a way for RQ to get out of it, right?
To use that Purify, but I see no bait there. I see no Purify actually. Right, with not
let's skip past this.
Out the go away. It can also.
It's a long pause, huh?
So it's gonna be just a bait of go.
Geek. As we jump.
All right, we jump back into the game.
But it's time to jump in, back into the game.
Yay! Finally. As we jump in once again here for game number 1 between RRQ and Geek. And we can already see.
Thank you for sending me the clip. I'll definitely check it out here in a minute.
Shadera in that gold lane, giving Skylar a little bit more space to work around.
Okay.
Vin just being a nuisance already here in the early game.
So yeah, like Vin's going to be able to do a little bit of early damage onto the squishy mid side of Geek Slate, but honestly, it's not much to worry about. I like the way that Beloyski's rotating right now. He knows that there's some pressure. He's coming the long way. He's being safe about it. Vin's going to try to harass Caldera here. Ooh, Albert trying to come in. Gets the kill. Good play from Albert. It's not the end of the world, though. It's on Beloyski, who's not too stressed about it. It's the roam. Not much of a word, right?
It should just be Skylar who believes him entirely. Vin going for a
solo
kill now on a boy.
Like I said, Geek Slate does have this squishy mid side, so RQ is really going to try to like pressure in right now. Really going to try to pressure in here. But again, if they can't seal the deal, there's just a lot of pressure that can come from Geek Slate here. There really is. Once Geek Slate groups up, it's going to be troublesome. So unless RQ gets this huge lead, it's going to be a problem. Janet Cutie able to actually take that. There's your set potential right there. There it is already. 2 down. Even playing field now. Only a 307 gold lead, and now Geek Slate's going to harass, bully. They might be able to take this blue buff, purple buff. Albert is able to take his own. Good play. Uses the shadows.
RQ, despite losing that turtle towards Geek Slate, they are still sitting at a slight gold lead. And this was my concern here in the early game. Well, maybe throughout the entirety of the game. Which hero in the hands of
RQ doesn't really have, like, all they have is like damage, like pick off, like singular pick off potential. To where here's the thing, Geek Slate has that along with just huge team fight potential, man. Huge team fight potential. They have so many different options when it comes to team fights here, right? Like so many different ways. Almost everyone on their team can engage except for Caldera. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course a boy doesn't want to, but like they have 3 members who can really start fights and make plays happen. There it is. Boom. Vin gonna get picked off. And at this point, Vin, he can't be aggressive anymore. Like now that Beloyski's hit level 4, now that Janet Cutie, Luke, a boy, now that all of them are level 4, like he can't go in alone to harass. He's gonna get petrified, knocked up. Clay is gonna good play.
Under both tier 1 and tier 2. The barrier is going to be placed down, and Clay will be.
Now you get punished for that. Big punish. Oh, Clay actually gets away. Good play. Good play by Clay.
I thought he was just waiting.
Hilda does have the flicker. That is interesting, right? I feel like sprint, petrify,
another pickoff on the board in that mid side, taking
Execute.
down. They're now standing at a 1,500 gold lead.
I almost feel like the Petrify could be better here, just because of their major lack of CC.
Well played by Geek Slate, but even better by RRQ as Banana looks for more. Now the stun on
I mean, the
Jana.
flicker does help you get out of sticky
Able
situations.
to get the reset, the final
Like, I get it.
Away by the power of nature. That's gonna be the wild charge, and the
Wild charge
RWM
comes in.
combo together.
Petrify,
gonna
Banana.
fall most likely to the passive, but will be able
Jana,
to
is he
figure
gonna
out
try
the
to contest this?
safety.
Is he gonna
Malloy
try to
now
contest
caught
this?
into the
Albert,
power
Shadow?
of wildness. Silences him as Jana looks for the retribution, but it's
Albert
Albert
takes turtle, good
picks it up
play.
down with Finn, picking up a
Jana
double.
goes down.
Luke will be
They're
caught
fighting it
all
out right
alone,
now.
And RRQ finds a 4-0.
Oh, they wasted a lot of resources on towards Banana, who he survived.
Only in an
right? So
Indonesia
he
game
even died
or
in that
in like a North
Petrify
America
was
game
used, RWM
do you
was
see
used, and
in the
after
first
that,
5
RRQ
minutes
fell
gold
right
go
through
from a
it.
2,000 gold lead
Dara again pressure
down to a
3v1
0
outside.
and now back to a 3,000 gold lead in a matter of 5 minutes. That only happens here.
In terms of the
Only
talent
happens here.
prediction, everyone opted for RRQ.
RQ is putting
Other-
on pressure right now.
Who thinks Geek has a chance, but in the top side,
Oh,
it's Albert.
well played.
You thought the shadow kill wasn't enough. He has the quad shadow.
Oh my God, again, deadly mechanics there displayed in RRQ. 5 minutes and 3,500.
Sorry if I'm not reading
here.
chat too much,
And
guys.
it's not looking good here for the side of the Geeks.
I'm really trying to focus
Jana
on this
again
game a
now
bit more
pressured
than I normally
in his
would.
own jungle.
If you really want to get a point across to
Very,
me,
very
you can
annoying
send a
here.
donation.
Collected himself a
I hate
3-2-2
to like try to
on
manipulate you
top
guys like
side.
that, but I want to focus on these games a bit more tonight.
Beautiful rough waves right there as Clay is forced to use the wild charge defensively.
Okay.
Finn going to be caught by a bit right now.
I think
with the
Geek
utility
Slate
does
really
connect.
needs to take the
It's a
group
little
up
slow,
sooner
so
than usual,
Finn
right?
will
We're
be
already
able
at the
to win
6
out
minute
this
mark.
trade.
I think it's time they
Getting
start
some more
potting
damage
up.
on to Jana, who's forced back into the mid lane. Malloy, no Petrify, uses the Breath of the Ocean and the Oddity to get out as the boy is still in the bottom side, just trying to relieve.
And they are
some
like, I like the
pressure
fact
for
that they're
his
really
goal laner.
hovering over
Malloy,
Kadera here.
once again,
Oh,
Skylar's
nice
gonna be
knock
knocked
up.
But pops, he go
Here
away
comes
in
Jana
time.
Cutie.
Jana has the wild charge, but Banana will be able to disengage. Now it's going to be the real
Good set
one.
up.
And the
Petrify.
combo together.
Knock up. Down goes Banana.
taken down. In the bottom side, River has been.
Who wins this
will be
draft?
chased
I like
out.
Geek
He's
Slate's
always
draft
gonna be
much
caught,
more.
terrified and taken out, but Albert
Like, RQ
finds
does
the right
have early game pressure, right?
with the
Of
melting
course they have
roar,
early game
will be
pressure.
able to dish out more
And right
damage
now,
to
they're
front
playing that perfectly. Like, RQ is playing their line. I'm not saying, like, RQ is a bad lineup. They have a plan with their lineup. And they're playing that plan perfectly. But if at any point Geek Slate lasts this out, I don't think there's a way out for RQ. Like, this comes to late mid-game. Like, this gets past First Lord without RQ, like, breaking down some inhibitors. Geek Slate just has a lot, bro.
In the early game, it's very difficult.
But RQ has a huge lead. Like, this is exactly what RQ's playing their composition to textbook right now. Like, they're doing everything they're supposed to, and they're doing it perfectly, right? They're doing it perfectly. But Geek Slate, you still cannot sleep on the fact of how much set potential they have. So, like, here's the thing. The good thing about Geek Slate's composition here is that even though they're at a huge gold deficit, they still have play potential, right? Because of how RQ's draft is, because they don't have any huge CC potential, Geek Slate can still make big plays happen, right? They can still make big plays happen. Meaning, even though they're at a 6,000 gold deficit right now, they could still win a team fight. Like, the possibilities are still there for them to win a team fight. It's not easy, but the possibilities are still there, right?
Passively, and for a reason now, right? They're very behind. It's very tough for them to find the right fights, and props to Albert, right? Finding the right.
I like this setup, showing the gold differences. This is a nice graphic.
Everything
Ooh, Vin gets caught off.
literally to shut
It's worth it.
down. It's
worth it.
shutdown, though,
Two
so it is
ultimates.
not
It's
bad
very
at all
worth
for
it.
Geek Slate using those resources.
They need that.
It's going to be very interesting again, seeing the
They need that.
RQ's
At this point, and I will say this, Geek Slate is playing this right.
Doesn't seem like it.
Geek Slate is playing this right. They're not trying to take any fights right now. Farm your jungle, protect towers if you can, play very defensively.
Yeah,
RQ doesn't have too much vision, so they can't, like with Vin getting knocked out, they have no vision, so they should be, I think, trying to force fights right now, but they can't, right?
These teams want to set up for the next neutral objective, which is
They
the
can't.
First Lord.
It's gonna be, again,
Without
very,
Vin getting
very
vision, they
tough
can't really
for
force any
Geek
fights.
to contest
Here comes Lord, though. They're going to try to force Geek Slate out. But the thing, here's the thing, they still have to be careful. Like I said, even though they have this huge gold lead, they still have to be careful. Ray Ash, what up?
Where the Hayabusa is, but there you go, the concealed play. Will it connect?
Bro, Ray Ash, start clipping some of my content and editing videos. I'll let you keep whatever profits your clips make.
Fortunately for him, no one was there, and Geek Slate have just burnt.
I don't make a lot of profit on my channel, but if you make something that gets a ton of views, you can make a couple bucks. Banana, oh, there it is. See, there's your big pick potential. There's your big pick potential. Clay gonna go down next. Albert's coming in though, a lot of damage, but it's too late. Way, way too late. All right, listen, right? Even with a 4K gold deficit, even with a, bro, that was like a 6K gold deficit. Even with a huge gold deficit, because of all the CC and all the play potential, not pick potential, all the big setup potential from Geek Slate, they're still able to take fights. Memes, I don't know, whatever, bro. Whatever you want, bro. Clip content from my videos, make reels, small 2-minute videos, whatever, bro.
Popped in, but it's going to be Jana who secures the Lord for Geek Slate. Jana with wild charge defensively gets out. Wow, what an escape!
I just can't pay an editor right now. That's the thing. I can't like upfront afford an editor, honestly, unless you want to work out some amazing deal, bro. Some really cheap deal. I don't know, but I could do something based off how well the videos do. And like, if you clip a video that gets a bunch of fucking views and it makes money, I'd let you keep it. Now, of course, if we get into huge money, then eventually we'd have to work out a deal. And I could start paying you, but
is slowly pushing perhaps 2 ways now. So the bottom inner turret might be an juicy targeting Geek Slate. They're looking
just like maybe reaction clips, moments of me reacting to these types of things. I don't know, bro.
Geek Slate, they're gonna equalize here.
RQ needs to be very careful, right? Because Chidera also.
So Geek Slate now gets a lot of ground back, but they are still behind, but they've already showed that they can fight well being from behind here, right? Do I have a real job? I do have a real job.
Oh, the go away is going to be placed
down. Go away, but it's not enough. Caldera gets a pick off.
That's the gold laner down for all.
So now RQ's composition has eventually kind of fallen off, right? Oh, good play. Banana.
And Chidera will fall to the likes of Vin. Now it's going to be Luke versus the world. Wild charge knocking him up. And it's going to be Luke.
Luke's bulky, though.
Bro,
Luke!
Furious dive.
Nope, you're still go down, but well played. Well played. Well played. Well played.
In favor of RRQ and
they're back and forth, boys.
That wouldn't have been possible without the flicker final slash that he attempted onto the members of Geek Slate, and they were able to extract the most out of it. 4 members taken down here. RRQ already pushing in that mid lane turret. Remember,
they're back and forth, boys.
And the rest of the members, they just spawned. They're sure in
Jellyman, what's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
In the board.
So unfortunate, right? Geek Slate, they were trying to claim control, but they overstayed in that top side. Again, a very good re-engage by Albert there with that quad. Shadow looking for a boy. And you're right, it's earned a good follow-up as well from Banana to just secure that kill and also secure that team fight, which again just breaks the momentum from the side of Geek Slate. Take a look at the players' goal here. Still, top 3, it's still 2 RQ members here, being Albert and Skylar. But Kadira, he's not far behind here, so they need to be careful.
Hilda skin is beautiful.
What was that? Beloy one-shotted.
Is Beloy building damage?
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Question mark?
Is Beloyski building full damage?
Yeah.
She asked the same thing as me. Is Beloy building full damage right now?
Burst damage, the physical burst was just evident, right? The Hunter Strike, the penetration item, again built by Albert. Malefic War, also BOD, I believe, has been secured, so
I feel like RQ has to win this fight. or they lose.
Good pick off right there.
They lose this
For the
game.
rover right now, Beloy's gonna be able to respawn.
If they don't win
That's
this,
Slate with a
they
man's
lose.
advantage now. Clay stealing away with the wild charge. Boy gonna be caught.
If they don't get this Lord and make a huge play here, clocks run out. Clocks out.
His mid laner. RRQ resetting. Geek Slate with a man advantage. They're looking for more control as they clear out the mid lane.
Like,
It's going to be again a
clock's ticking for their composition right now. And they do have Skylar, right? They do have endgame opportunity, even Albert. But again, I just feel like they have no CC, man. Oh, Bloyski. Well played.
Banana right there. As that's going to be still Jana, who's going to be melted down right now. As Banana jumps in with the wild charge.
Oh, response! Response! Skylar down.
Going to be able to survive, but it's going to be Albert who secures the retribution.
Is Beatrix balanced now? Yeah. I think Beatrix is balanced now.
Situation happening here as
Beatrix is definitely.
They are going to be able to secure the neutral objective, but lose a team fight a little bit similar.
I don't think she's super. I don't think she's too strong. I don't think she's too weak. I think she's actually a balanced marksman now.
It seems like he's looking for another engage, perhaps here.
Here waiting for the right timing, but with just a they're lacking in manpower to give pressure first out of Geek Slate. So Geek Slate with 4 members in play, they will take care of the Lord there in that mid side. Top side though is still pushing, and of course Geek Slate they need
I think that's it.
to somehow exploit this fact.
I don't think Clay had time to use the ultimate, right? That's the problem. Sometimes you try to save it.
Look at the replay here. What really happened in that Lord fight? Let's see, Jana.
All right, so Banana goes in to try to get the finish. Knockup comes in, Petrify. Bro, that combo right there was just clean. All to pair up with the Nibiru's Passion, and then Skylar thinks he can come in and save the day. Not today. Not today, Skylar.
Very in sync and coordinated fight there. Albert is still untouched though. Take a look at the items, right?
Opinion on Arlot. I don't think he's overpowered or anything.
Skylar has been taken low. Now it's going to be the dive. The real
Oh, Skylar shouldn't have showed face.
Beautifully placed by a boy, set up by Beloy.
2-4-0 trade.
Skylar doesn't have
and being able to take down Skylar, I would say
Skylar needs to be a lot more careful. No flicker, no purify. Skylar gets caught in real manipulation, Skylar's dead.
And it's been shrunk to 1,600.
There's no escape, right?
Geek Slate with more map control as well. They're not pushing the top lane though, only the mid and the bottom lane. Let's see what they can do with this.
The Render's Apathy not going to be able to connect right now. But
ooh, Albert played. Good play by Albert.
Pops it just defensively here. Albert going to be locked down.
Oh! Bro, are they forgetting there's a real manipulation on the board? You cannot get in range alone.
Luke's still able to survive as Clay jumps in for some damage, but won't be able to find it. Now with the flicker,
there's so much. Good play by Clay.
Base turret traded in for 2 members of Geek Slate.
Clay went in and got the steal. Took a big risk there. That was a boss play by Clay. At first I thought he was just being aggressive trying to get the kill, but really the plan was to get in there and get that real manipulation.
Was able to somehow give damage from that backside. Take a look at item here. Wind of Nature also for Skylar. Full items as well here. Plus the hot claws. So it gives extra survivability.
Here's the thing. Another interesting thing here is Geek Slate's down. Oh, Vin, what are you doing, bro?
3 ultimates and Vin survives.
Another interesting thing here is Geek Slate's down in gold, but Caldera has more gold than Skylar right now. Caldera's, I think they're both very close to being maxed out, but Caldera has taken the lead. And I think when this comes into late game, Skylar does do a lot of damage. I mean, Melissa does do a lot of damage, but I think a Beatrix is a little better just because of utility. So many different options.
Good in facilitating his team as the anchor. 10 assists and 14 assists for a boy. For Clay earlier 10, right? So very important role again. And let's see here in this Lord Dance, it's gonna be very crazy early on. It was, I feel like RRQ who got the better luck, right? Losing 3 members, but getting the Lord. Will it be the same?
I want to see items.
Time? Let's see here. Still RRQ.
They took the items down so fast earlier. What's up with these cams on the side that are so zoomed in on people's faces? This guy's, it's just like zooms in so much.
Trying to
just keep it like this.
Safely. Take a look at the rotation from Kadita here. Perhaps looking for a flank.
All right.
They're looking for a flank, but they are also trying to manipulate those side lanes, right? They want to be able to push that a little bit more to prevent from our Q from pushing the pedal or pulling the trigger.
Nice book check. Bush check by a boy.
already being able to utilize those waves to push, and it should push naturally.
A boy,
because of
matey!
RRQ's lack of inhibitor turret
All
as
right.
well. So RRQ,
Geek
they
Slate
have a
are
little
keeping
bit
things
more
pretty regular, right?
homework to deal
RRQ
with before
does
they
have to
go
send
into
Skylar
the
back there
setup.
for that Lord
You
pit.
see here the Melissa
Melissa
goes back
actually
to clear
has
that
to.
wave. Once
Oh,
that
she's
information pops up, Geek Slate, they're definitely
Clears the
going
wave.
to pull the trigger.
Jana has bought the immortality now. The
Oh, yeah,
wall charge
Geek
is
Slate
gonna
go
connect
for it
right
now.
That's gonna be the ram
Look at
attack
Luke
from
coming
Vin.
all the way from the back.
By Tenera. Vin gonna be gunned down.
Vin goes
as
down.
Tenera
Vin goes down.
flickers
Vin goes down.
forward.
Banana might go down
Caught by
too.
Luke and Geek Slate have found a 2-for-0. Luke in the midst of it all right now, but that's going to be the backup.
Yuzong's another hero that has become very popular again.
Beautiful read, forcing Albert
And like
out
Geek
with a
Slate, all they
card
do there is
shadow.
just push them
Freelord
back.
conceded over to Geek Slate.
The best extraction there for Geek Slate. No members taken down at all. 2 members on the side of RRQ, and they also have the Lord on the way. They need to be very careful about this take, because last time they went in for the siege, they ended up staying and overcommitting and instead giving the momentum back.
Like I
onto RRQ.
said,
Very important
There's
to
just
note was
no,
once
there's nothing
Melissa
RRQ can do to
showed
really
that
like
Geek Slate,
initiate
they
a
were
fight
able to
here.
pull the trigger and fight 5v4.
They're relying on Geek
Causing
Slate to come
RRQ
in and make a
losing the
mistake,
Red
and maybe
Beetle
Albert
with
gets a flank
Artie
onto the
looking at
backside.
Final slash, but only to get
But,
wall
like,
charged up.
there's
Banana
nothing they
being
can
able to
do, bro.
use the resets right now.
So Albert tries here, right? He goes in the backside. A boy flickers though. Clay tries to use the world manipulation as well, but a boy just flickers. There's no way in. There's no way in for RRQ right now. GG's. GG's. Well played, Geek Slate. Well played.
Will be able to come back to secure
Well played.
game number 1.
GG, Geek Slate leading this best of 3 series.
Bro,
Very,
it turned in the very beginning of this cast was like,
clean performance.
how is
by
Geek Slate
Geek.
going to come out of this? How are they going to come out of this?
Subtle, but very lethal indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, RRQ for the first 90 minutes, they were ahead. They were pressuring.
I didn't mean for
They
me
were
to
the
sound like
ones who-
dickish, for me to sound like a
they
jerk
were
towards
invading
Eterna.
the match.
I'm sure a lot of
But
people were wondering, how is Geek
slowly
Slate going to
the
come out of
Troy
this?
was actually
Taking it away from Albert too.
Well, it seems like now
Honestly, I don't think
RRQ are in a
anybody-
hot seat here, but a quick response. They will ban the 1-1 out.
Okay.
Saying,
Yeah, I
we
don't know how
need to
this series
contact, we
ends,
don't
so
need to
I appreciate
correct it.
everyone not
Go pick
spoiling.
it up, right?
I don't know how this
Two
ends.
heroes that they really like this season.
Everyone told me to watch it, so I'm guessing it's a 2-1. I'm guessing it's a 2-1, so RQ probably wins this game.
Go for comfort, securing Fredrin here for Jana instead. Asking a question again. RQ, what are you
Interesting note here, right? Geek Slate decides to ban the Kufra in their first draft instead of second draft like last time.
Will be placed in the side of RQ, but they seem to
All right,
take
hold on real fast, guys. We're going to watch a clip real quick. We're going to watch a clip real fast.
Gone. Toinks, more like Zoinks because you're out of here.
Zoinks, you're out of here. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Zoinks, you're out of here.
Lol. Thank you, Chicken. He said zoinks. The funny thing is, it's such a not really hype reaction. He just goes, haha, zoinks.
More like Zoinks because you're out of here.
Zoinks, you're out of here. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Zoinks, you're out of here.
But just getting that small reaction, makes me feel happy. All right, back to game. He said, zoinks.
Actually secure a hero first for
So what's crazy, Yellow, is that is the ultimate reaction for Chicken. That is like, whew. That's like 100%, 90%. I've seen him get a little more excited than that, I think. But I think interesting thing. Maybe later today we'll do it finally. But I've been researching all the different MPLs, pick rates and ban rates and all their statistics on heroes. And one of the really interesting things I found, actually, is that Wanwan is continuously banned in Indonesia. She's only been picked 7 times. She has 100% pick and ban rate. Like, pick and ban, she is always on the board. She's only been picked 7 times. She has a 0% win rate, but she continues to be banned. That's pretty crazy, huh?
Skylar. They might go for the Melissa early here.
What about the Arlet actually right here? I think it could work as well. picking it up for Banana.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about the Arla right
It
now.
could be
I don't
Yuzong,
think
but
it's
this time
like...
they've secured the Eve, one of the core aspects again.
What I find interesting about ID is that Lapu's not a upfront pick. But Lapu is slowly falling off as well here in NA, and I think in other nations too. Like the glue's a bit more important. The Yuzong has become very popular. But the only reason why I think Yuzong, like the cool thing about Yuzong, I think, is that he's not as it's not like he's gotten a buff or anything exactly, right? It's not like he's gotten some huge boom, boom, boom. But
can be flexed into the mid or the gold.
But he fits well against the Farza and the Eve and some of these other meta mages that have become popular, so he works. But yeah, bro, John, I agree. Lapu is good, but he's not. He's so many other EXP laners are getting picked before him. He is very prio in PH, and he's still prio in NA, but he's slowly kind of like.
So they don't fear the Melissa pick.
He's slowly kind of, like in some other places, he's kind of, which I still think he's prio. Like I think he's a better pick than Glue here, possibly. But again, it just kind of depends.
Especially up against a Beatrix here, they can go for more killing pressure if they have a pretty mobile mid laner. If they went for Farsa here, I would say the Rhodey makes more sense. But honestly, looking at it, it really
Yuzong all petrified, can't be interrupted. This is true.
Melissa pick once again, trying to force him into
Yuzong just works against a lot of the.
Immobile, but they do go for Brody.
I feel like Yuzong's one of those heroes that comes in and out based on
resources to be placed into the gold lane.
Like he's always viable in a sense.
Again, and Geek Slate right now can build around that to counter.
Oh, he definitely, like first 4 levels Yuzong wins, but after level 4, Lapu destroys Yuzong in the lane. But by then, what Yuzong does do well in is map rotation, so that's where Yuzong kind of wins against Lapu a bit better. Getting involved in mid lane early, like first 5 minutes, he's a bit more helpful in team fights if they happen. And here's the thing about PH, you don't see a lot of huge skirmishes in the first 5 minutes, so that's why I think Lapu is a bit more important. Like Yuzong isn't as helpful, right?
And taking out that turn as well.
There's a possibility, like Mirko mentioned, that they know that they might lose that gold lane matchup against a Beatrix by picking up the Brody. So they try to secure a winning lane for Banana in the EXP lane, right? Eliminating something like the Charizla is a good choice. If they still want to secure that, they can go in for the Thamus ban.
Okay.
Not really sure about the hero pool for Banana in that regard.
Arlet and Lapu so far, just those two. So the glue they haven't seen before for Banana.
For Geek, sorry. For Luke.
Your team
For
is
Luke, we've seen a lot. The Fredrin,
Have I seen Nats Esme? I saw it last year. Nats is probably the best Esme player in the world.
Played the Fredrin in the XP lane back
This year, I think he's played it like once or he hasn't played it a whole bunch. I haven't seen him recently. I watched like the first 3 weeks MPL, and then it's been a bit harder because NACT has started.
Yeah.
My time, I haven't had as much time.
Will they again target forcing this Fredrin into the EXP, or will
Look
they
at Lemon.
go another route?
Lemon followed me on
What
Instagram,
will
yo.
happen here?
Sheesh.
Last ban for the side of our.
I feel so cool.
They can honestly. Will they go for the They go for the respect again here towards the roamers. So there you go. The Kadita ban comes again.
Another Kadita ban here. Geek, do they want
Bitch,
to commit
I'm a cow. I'm not a cat.
the
I don't
roamer
say
ban?
meow.
The Franco is still available for Vin. All right.
Kadita's a fair ban. Kadita's a fair ban.
Now with the first pick.
Franco.
Kadita's meta, yo.
They really want to go for the Franco here, though.
Or
Maybe Franco
Kaja.
for Geek, honestly.
Kaja is also available.
John Dela Cruz follow over Lemon follow. Ooh, sorry, bro.
Here, though, Beloy, there's a comment from him. I used to think about being in the top 2, but I'm happier if we can make it to the playoffs. Well, I said it yesterday, but if you win today, you don't need to think about it. You are going to be in the top 2. Beloy has worked so hard, and he's on the way to reaching that. 1 game away against
All right.
RRQ, who will definitely
Game
not
2.
make it easy
Draft
for
analysis.
Geek
Let's
Slate.
go.
First pick in the second phase, is it that Franco? Or will they go
All right.
Ooh.
RQ just got really spicy,
Basha,
right?
Albert.
It tells you what they needed.
Basha
mobility,
jungle.
right? So
Aggressive. Once again,
really
sticking to
helps them with the
RQ's
roaming,
aggression,
play around
right?
that Brody.
So
A lot
there's
of mobility as well.
loaded as well.
A lot of things do come down to this Brody, right? To Skylar on this Brody, getting farmed up early on. And once again, RQ trying to really spike in this mid game. Around this 6 to 8 minute mark. They really want to spike here. With Lapu getting picked up by Geek Slate, he should be able to deal with the glue, but now with Franco coming in, I think it's very solid. Like, I mean, with the Franco coming in, you just made a nice answer to this Basha, because Basha wants to dive in, he wants to cause problems, and you're going to walk right into a bloody hunt. You also have a lot of possibilities to get a catch here, and then it's also a great answer to the Eve. So I think the Franco is just a beautiful pick here. Not only that, but you're also, with the Franco plus the Valentina, again, I kind of like Geek Slate's draft here, right?
Once again here in season 11, but RQ
Kaja though, and I'll tell you one thing, Vin plays a really good Kaja. In M4,
Battle of suppression.
he had some issues with it in some games, but once he came online with it, bro, it was a problem. I kept wondering, I was like, why aren't they banning the Kaja, bro?
Right here, just now he gave
Cameraman definitely having a blast. I'd be having a blast too if I was a cameraman.
I would also do the same thing to Jadira. Best gold lane.
Or is it for the cameraman?
I mean, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, they both have suppression. They're both going for.
They do both have suppression, right?
Position that they have chosen. But what I'm concerned about.
But here's the thing about RQs. RQ's a bit more dive, right? Bit more dive. And if Brody falls off at all, it's GG's. If Brody has a rough start to this game, it is over for RQ. It is over. That's the thing I don't like about. I love Brody sometimes, but also if he takes some of those hits, if he goes like 0-1, 0-2, it is such a rough climb to be able to output damage and catch up to the enemy team.
Let's see again with.
So once again in game 2, RQ kind of putting a lot into a bit of a steamroll composition here. You have the Tortoise Poisons as well to deal with the passive of Fredrin, so that's a little bit helpful. Fredrin also needs to be careful being aggressive here from Geek Slate because of the Divine Judgment from the Kaja. If you go in and you get pulled in, it's a big problem. Now, here's the thing. Geek Slate have a lot of answers to Brody. They have a lot of answers. Oh!
A solo kill here as Beloy might follow very soon
Oh,
now with a flicker
that's a good start for RQ, right? It's a very good start for
You're
RQ.
seeing on screen right now, Vin has been selected for the national Indonesian team to represent Indonesia in the upcoming SEA Games 2023 for Mobile Legends.
Albert 2.
Albert 2.
Albert 2. Don't forget Albert.
And Sons. Don't forget
They're
that
not.
he's
They're
playing on
not
5
there.
votes.
They're not there.
Don't forget Keyboy.
Come on.
Sons
Onyx
plays
not
for
Don't forget
playing.
Psychots.
All right, guys. 1 minute in, you can see that RQ has built up a slight lead here, being able to get a pick-off on the board.
So Geek Slate, I feel like Geek Slate has a bit more answers here with the Franco and the Lapu, able to get onto the backside. They just have to really be careful of Vin. That's their major issue, right? RQ kind of has a couple options here, right? They can be, like towards Geek Slate doesn't. Like RQ has attack potential to dive, and they also have peel potential, like wait and see. To where Geek Slate, like they do too. I don't know, both teams kind of have the same threats, right? Oh, nice pick from Luke.
Disappearing as Beloy lands a hook, but it's only onto Banana, who's mounting Luke. Real world manipulation popped in. Vin
Banana was mounting Luke.
Judgment. Beloy's going to be taken very low as a slam pass combo takes it out. It's a boy who
takes it. Nice pick.
Not able to utilize
1 for 3. RQ does take the gold lead.
Come back now with a shield unity. It's
Jana Cutie. Oh, that sucks for Jana.
Brings Jana back into our RQ. RQ this time winning out in the fight, giving away the turtle.
A boy, a
Wow.
girl? Question mark?
Similar story to game number 1. It's either
What if
or
a boy was a
always.
girl?
It's never one or the same, but suppression hits.
That's the bloody hunt and the flicker and the combo that you mentioned early on, Eterna. It's the Bea Franco.
death.
It's the Branco.
It's the Branco. It's the
here,
Bronco.
forward peak. And you can
The
see
Bronco.
that it's already giving Skylar a little bit of a hard time,
Oh.
especially without the presence of Vin or even Albert there in the top side. RQ though, even with the loss, they're still going to be able to.
What
lead
would you guys
here in
rather
the
go
early
up
stage
against,
of
a
the game.
Franco or a Kaja?
Maybe they wanna try and
They're
finish
both
the
so
race
similar, but
before
also
this
so
race.
different, right?
Clapping two shields together, stunning Beloy up, but the real world inflation comes down. Beloy's still going to be able to survive for a bit, and that's him finally taking
So,
down
like-
the Divine Judgment.
Oh, good
Sierra.
play.
Skylar
The
will
Kaja
be
has a
able
bit more
to take
sustainability.
the kill. Now it's going to be Jana who finds the top.
The Franco
And Skylar who
has a bit
falls
more
once
CC,
again.
right?
Jana already trying
It has
to
a hook
invade.
and it has a bloody
Who's it
hunt.
worth for in this case?
Gotta say, it's still worth for RQ, right? In that particular fight, sure, they lost Skylar twice already, but Kadera got taken down as well. And there you go, the Talent's prediction. It's Eterna alone here, voting for Geek Slate.
I'm used to it at this point.
I don't know which one's deadlier,
They're
honestly.
all the way across the
Like when I,
room
cause like
as Luke here already opening up onto
I
Banana.
feel like,
That's
oh wait a
lot of
second.
damage with the taunt as well. Banana
I
forced to
feel like the
block that
Kaja is a
split.
bit more readable.
Now in the mid lane, Albert's
Right?
going to be able to open up that side of the map, but will be caught right now. The boy's going to be able to dish out so
Oh my
much
God.
damage. Real world inflation.
Oh,
Albert will be
bad
taken
play.
low. Now, it might
They're
actually
going
just
for
be
it.
the
They're
kill
fighting
right
it out,
here.
though.
The
Appraisal's
Appraisal's
Wrath.
finds its
Good
mark.
play.
That's the return real world manipulation.
Oh, Banana
with the
plays
slam
great.
slam.
Banana's
Slams
doing
the boy
great,
to
man.
the ground. It's going to be Divine
In the
Judgment
XP?
once again onto Jana, pulling him back. Banana still going to be able to find a mobility, but it's going to be Luke with a Raven
Even last
Spider
game, he
now,
played well.
getting the stun down. Banana no split just yet, and it's going to be Jana who secures it. The taunt as well to get the kill on 2.
I think they
Banana.
both have just equal
Jana
annoyance.
with the
Is this
important
live? No,
shutdown as
this is
well.
not live.
Geek Slate, very
This is a replay
good response here in
from
that
last night, I
turtle
think.
Take as well, taking multiple members out, including Albert. It was looking good for us out of RQ early on, but Geek Slate with the quick response, quick reinforcements as well. And also, they got the second neutral objective. Take a look at Luke here, already munching the bottom side turret. The first
Right on
raptor here
OP.
will be likely to fall in that bot side.
I
So
still hold to the
another
fact that I
win
think
for
Fredrin
Geek
is
Slate here.
probably the
RQ.
best
They need
jungler.
to find compensation fast here,
Still
past
hold
the
to
top
that
side, I'd
fact.
say.
Jana with a knock-up. That's the Bennett's range. A taunt as well. Right now, the front to back is completely placed down. A boy with the damage, and
Like-
the Appraiser's Wrath finds its mark. Beloy gets brought back to the team, but I'd say it's
Who
worth
was
It's
it?
a 2-for-1
Wheezy
for
and
Geek
like
Slate.
UA? I saw a clip of them talking or something. And they were talking about how the meta is shifting to assassins, and I was like, it's not.
Whoa, 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 Banana.
Yes,
He rotated all the way
assassin
to the
players
top
have been
side.
doing good in
He's
NACT,
taken down.
but
Just to die.
Yeah, Luke is hungry.
He's
Tanky
hungry.
jungle's
For
still
some
better.
banana.
He's hungry for some fruits, man. Like one
Still
was
better
lemon,
right now.
Now it's banana.
I hate to say it. I hate to be the bringer of bad news,
But
guys.
it's gonna be a win here
But it's
at
just the
Campbell
reality of the
side Geek
situation.
Slate, right? The top structure will fall here. We might see a clean sweep, folks, if this continues.
I know Zane's been
RQ
losing
now,
with tank
they're looking
jungle,
for
but that's
plays.
not
They're
a
looking
tank
for
jungle
also
problem.
somehow to
It's a team
slow
problem.
The tempo down here, because it seems like with the fights early
I would
on,
rather ban out the
they were
Kaja
able
as
to
well.
find
I
the
think
right
it's a
fights.
better
Banana
pick.
earlier rotated
But,
topside again
Like, I
to
think
the right,
overall
just in
Kaja's a better
time.
pick. But
And
Franco,
nothing was taken from side of Geek Slate. RQ.
still an
They
issue.
look a little bit lost here. Let's see here. The last turtle spawns.
Tank jungle
Will
is still
it
the
be a
meta,
perfect
yeah,
turtle
it's-
for side of Geek Slate, or will RQ deny that away?
Let's see. This is the final turtle of the game. RQ wanting to contest right now, but Jana going to be able to lock Banana down. They are hungry for fruits once again. Jana.
Oh, Jana takes it. That's 3 turtles for the side of Geek Slate. I don't think RQ, I think it's GG's. 2-0 question mark? 2-0 question mark?
For RQ.
He gets taken
This is
really
Geek Slate versus
low,
RQ. It happened
Gonna be
like
able to
last
force
night, I
him
think.
To be a little bit more defensive. But Beloyski!
Beloy with an iron hook. A wise man once told me, Coach Yeb once told me, if you want to beat Beloy, you got to wave some food in front of him.
Honestly, though, John Dela Cruz, here's the thing, man.
Let's see.
And
here.
right
I
now
am
they're waving
so
banana.
disappointed in
So
BTK's.
literally,
And,
right?
like,
Yeah, really.
I'm so not disappointed. I'm just confused. And I think it's honestly just a synergy thing. Because here's the thing, like, Joybaj is actually a great roam. Yato is a great mage. When they were on their old respectable teams, they were great players. I don't know what's going on with them right now. It's so confusing. It's honestly so confusing when I watch BTK play. It just throws me for such a loop.
Skyler still holding on to some damage. It's still just going to be a 1-4-0.
Like when Yato was on Area 77, he was so solid. Literally. Area 77 was the second best team in NA for so long, right behind BTK and other teams. Joybaj, when he was roaming for Team First Blood, bro, they were killing it. They were destroying in the NACT.
2,200 gold lead for Geek Slate as we take a look at the gold differences here by UBS Gold.
TB BTK back then.
Again, right? With this gold
I mean, it was kind of sus the way he beat him, but T's honestly, I would say he's the weakest link on the team. He's always had the same problems that he's having now, and it's going too deep, taking fights he shouldn't.
Albert taken down. Jana still in the midst of it all. Luke with the Bravest Spider. Clay doesn't have that ultimate. Chidera back into the Nibiru's Passion. Beloy not able to land the Iron Hook on the proper target there.
Like, and for some reason, people keep like even some of the other casters, like, I hear them talk about like BTK, and I'm like, yo, like,
nothing happening on the map.
we're focusing on the wrong things. Like, they're not bad players. That is not the problem. Yato is not a bad mage. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Like, numbers don't lie. Like, Yato was never a bad mage in the patch. For some reason, they're playing like trash right now, though. Like, this season, yes, they are playing bad. But I think there's something else. Like,
judgment there from Ven. Gets it and just pulling towards his team.
it hasn't really been months. It's been like a month or two. But yeah, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the issue is. But honestly, here's the deal too. You can't say Zane's bad either, because if you were to take, like, if you were to put the same situation, right? Like if you took Shark and put him singularly on another team, and you had Zane, Hoon, Basic on the same team, they'd be destroying. If you took Hoon and put him singularly on another team, and you had Zane, Shark, Basic, like if you did that with any single one of them, they'd be having problems. The single person out would be having problems.
That's only onto Beloy though. The roamer right now, Savannah's Rage is going to be able to connect. Beloy going to be able to flicker.
I think it just goes to show that the Valley was a decent team. And any 3 or 4 players that you put on one team, and you take one person out and put them on a solo team, on a new team, there's going to be issues with that solo team. I know it's got the name of BTK, but it's just Zane and new players. Well, not new players, but yeah.
A little bit more movement speed as Skyler secures the Melfic Roar, just to be able to melt down some of these frontliners.
Honestly, at that point, I think it's still worth it for Geek, right?
Yep.
Losing Beloyski, he's going to resurface. There's no neutral objectives on the board for them to contest anyway. And RQ lose something.
I think T is playing a little sus.
6 deaths, Vin 0 deaths. The difference in
Here's the thing though, Vijette. Vijette has been a great point. I still think there's a lot of people are saying like, oh, BTK is fucking trash. We're only 2 weeks in, guys. Or 3 weeks in, right? 2 weeks in. We're coming up on week 3 right now. BTK is still holding 4th spot. They've faced a lot of strong teams. They're going to get some easier games coming up. I think by this week, they could take the number 3 spot, possibly. Number 2, or Empire could drop low. They could also drop down, but like, we can't count them out just yet. Another 3 weeks, they could turn things around. But same thing with any other team. Area 77 could get way stronger. Ackerman could get way stronger. Empire could completely start taking over. The only team I think there's not a lot of debate on is the Ohio Brothers.
Did in that first game was the setup, and I think they're adapting towards it. You can see here Skylar.
Liz, what's up? Welcome.
A slow push building as well in the bottom side, but looks like Geek might want.
They did lose a game to Alpha Jungle and How to Be Gold. This is true.
Not gonna be able to just yet, but here we go. The Lord
Echo also lost to Onyx, didn't they?
Like here, RQ.
Or no, RSG lost to Onyx, right?
Very
But
carefully here. Realizing that they're heavily relying on Vin to catch an opponent here.
I'm not comparing them to Echo. I'm just saying, like, seasons are weird, right?
But Geekslate, take a look at their positioning. Concealed play again.
And I'm not trying to, like, be a super big BTK fan. I'm just a big person who's like, don't ever count a team out.
Is moving on towards RQ members as well as Jana. Let's see now.
I'm not big on the field of, I'm not a caster who's like, yo, this team's trash right now. It's just not my style. It's not my style.
The retrieve from Jana QT as Beloy does not connect onto that iron hook. Banana going to be able to act as the front line right now.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Still going to be able to escape for a
boy, shot down first. Skylar gets a pick off. This could be bad for Geekslate.
The real world manipulation. But it's still going to be both of the teams pulling back. Albert in the front. Finn now going to be tough low as Luke finds the ring with Fighter. Now
nice play.
On the Skylar, pushing some damage, forcing this flicker from Skylar as Chidera finds a kill. The torn apart memory will take Luke down. Chidera, Beloy,
it's a lot of damage. Albert looking, Albert looking.
Albert and Skylar, the 3v3 that ends up with both teams disengaging. That's the DOT, dealing damage on the Beloy, taking the immortality out. Skylar buys, purchases the Wind of Nature, but the base turret down below has been taken down by minions for Geekslate.
Beloyski forced to return for now. Remember, Geekslate.
How many weeks? There's 7 weeks of season?
RRQ, they're gonna have to
or 6 weeks of season?
To settle
then playoffs.
Albert not going to be able to continue
grand finals
on to the Lord as they were able to reset it. Geek buying a good amount of time here to reset.
There's still let's see.
Onto the Lord fight.
I'll tell you right now.
Very good fight earlier. It was a very equal one as well. And it seems like RRQ with their
there is still
weren't able
1,
to find the right opening,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It works, right? Kaja,
9,
with the Divine
10.
Judgment can pull someone that
There's
is
still 10 more
a
days.
gap closer, right? So again, Geekslate,
So it's
seems like
1,
even though they have the
2,
Franco, they are
3,
the ones who look for
4,
more openings, look
5.
for more re-engagements.
There's still 5
even.
more weeks of
Latino
season,
this
yo.
time with the cooldowns on the flicker from
Still
Luke,
5 more
and
weeks
as
of
well
season.
Chidera, will they commit to a fight? Because resources
And then there's playoffs
in that spell area, so perhaps they're taking it slow here, waiting for the cooldowns. But bot side, Geekslate, they're leading, so all they need to do is take.
Do I think BTK is going to go to MSC?
Finn and Skylar's positioning is very scary, though.
I don't know. It's probably like a 40% chance. Maybe lower. But I can't count them out yet.
Luke now with the stun. Skylar sidestepping and finding one more hit onto Luke.
Because I know the
Still
potential that all of their players have. It's just, can they secure that potential, right? Can they secure that potential?
Of resources that they need to be able to secure this Lord without any contest from Geekslate here in the 15th, almost 16th minute.
They've got a couple really good rookies like Yato and T, but the thing is those players haven't. They're still rookies, right? They're still rookies.
Surely they will grab more structures. But it seems like a very good display from Albert, right? 10 assists, 2 kills on a
Willie
bot
Nicolette,
shot
are you?
in
You're not
almost
Nicolette.
a late
You're
game. So
Willie. I don't think Nicolette. Are you actually Nicolette or no?
Looking for more plays, looking
I think
for
you would
more
say if you
fights, an
were.
effective one as
You'd probably
well.
come in. And Nicolette never
And
comes into my
during the
chat, I don't think.
Important times, he doesn't die right when Retribution, when looking for the neutral objective.
Yeah, NA doesn't deserve 2 reps.
With the floor push, perhaps he will open and be the.
Does Malaysia get 2 reps? Because honestly, Heba, there's an argument there. If Malaysia gets 2 reps, I think we kind of.
And that mid lane as well.
But yeah, it's more about the community, right? And we don't really have one.
Advantage in those side lanes that they can capitalize
kind
over
of
when they go in for the next neutral objective. And with that in mind, we'll see how RRQ plan their siege.
Skylar has bought the Hunter Strike now, so a little bit more penetration to play with as Banana jumps in the zone. Geekslate away. Finn with the Divine Judgment!
Been a good play.
Chidera.
We're going to game 3, question mark?
Jana now in the midst of it all. Boy trying to play front to back. Banana going to be taken low, but Jana will lose his immortality as Boy finds the hook onto Banana. Still getting out with the famous fighter onto 4. He finds the kill on the Skylar, and just like that, Luke has turned it around once again on RRQ. Luke now still battling it out. It's going to be Banana locked into the taunt as the Boy jumps back in. Finn will fall just to the hands of Luke. with a Ravens fighter once again. Banana with the split, but guess who's there for the taking? It's
They don't have
Luke
2
and a
reps
boy.
anymore. Only Indo and
Wow,
PH. So that
1-for-3
makes
trade
sense.
for the side
That makes
of
sense then.
Geek Slate, as they were able to turn it around on the back of Luke. They perfectly timed it with a boy coming back into the fray, dishing out the damage and pushing RRQ back. 45 seconds left to the next neutral objective. And it seems like Geek Slate, they're
Bro,
gonna be
Geek
able
Slate's
to push
defending?
a lot harder here in the
Geek
18th
Slate's
minute of the
defending?
game.
What happened
Brilliant
there?
response
I'm getting all
by
distracted by
Luke.
you guys, bro. RQ stayed too long. There's our problem, right?
Onto Banana. Still getting Luke with the Ravens fighter. Onto 4. He finds the Skyler. And just like that, Luke has turned it around once again on RRQ. Luke now still battling.
Why are they staying though? Why are they staying? Why are they staying? Why are they staying? RQ, why do you keep on re-engaging? Just turn tail.
But guess who's there for the taking? It's Luke and a boy.
Wow, a 1-for-3 trade for the side of Geek Slate, as they were able to turn it around on the back of Luke. They perfectly timed it with a boy coming back into the fray, dishing out the damage and pushing RRQ back.
Yeah, they stayed way too long.
45 seconds left to the next
They stayed way too long.
neutral objective. And it seems like Geek Slate, they're going to be able to push a lot harder here in the 18th minute of the game.
Brilliant response by Luke. They lost Kadera, but he does not care.
Oh.
Catching RRQ off guard there with that bravest fighter play. And RRQ, they lost 3 members, 2 important members there. And
John
Geek
Dela
Slate,
Cruz.
they were able to defend
They're not
their
showing
base
items
shirt.
that much
They
either,
lost
so
2 base shirts, but they
just
have
saying.
another day
It's not just
to
an
fight.
NACT thing.
At this point, do you think that Chidera should itemize more defensively? Is it positioning that's the problem? He needs to stay alive in order for Geek Slate to have the damage. Boy, his range is a little bit too short. Because if he engages, he gets caught in the real-world manipulation by Clay. And then
Indo
he
is
won't have
entertaining
much
to
work
watch,
with.
but
Perhaps that
I
can
think there's a
be
little
the
less
case, right? His
suspense in
positioning.
Indo. Like,
Kadera's positioning
Indo's
here,
like,
and
one of the things, like, a lot of people hate on Philippines because they say it's slow. But I really, like,
Gonna be engaged on right now.
it's kind of a mix, I don't know.
He baits the entire team as
Good
Banana
play.
zones Chidera away. Now mounting him in a bit. It's gonna be Geek Slate with the pullback. Meanwhile on the back line, Luke gonna be able to do the same thing that Banana is doing to Chidera. Chidera all alone.
Oh my
It's a
God.
solo kill amidst it all. But Luke is doing the same thing
Good
once
play.
again onto the back line. Banana will fall as Luke falls as well. But Banana has gotten the better
2 for
trade.
1 though,
It's
2 for
the
1.
goal leader down.
Oh no! With
Love
2
CHS.
members taken down, it seems like RRQ, they're going to be able to secure the Lord uncontested once again here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't hate on my PH English casters, bro. Leo and Naisu?
They're lacking in that
Leo's the
weak
best
win
color
here
caster in the world
again, so
in Mobile Legends.
RRQ would be better.
English, he's the best
range
English color
would be
caster out
better
there.
set up as well. They
When
might
it comes
be
to
able
when it comes
capitalize
to
on this Lord, right?
color,
Ladies and gentlemen, we might see a game 3. Take a look at the items again. A lot of Immortals actually on
Come on.
cooldown, seems like here. But from side of RRQ, it's 2 Immortals for Vin and Glue. But Skylar, with that Athena, right, belts, it's going to be very tough for a
John
boy
Dela
to
Cruz, bro,
burst
it's
him
your boy
down.
G on the camera.
So
You
again,
just to let you
perhaps
know,
with this,
it's your boy
what,
G running that
two-way
camera.
push, it seems like from the side of RRQ, they're looking to end here. Geek Slate, they need.
Color casting is
let's see.
Luke doesn't have flicker.
I'll explain it in a
what?
second. Oh, nice pick on a Vin.
Iron hook onto
Nice
Vin,
pick.
just like that. They have a man advantage.
Albert goes in to try to help.
Earlier right now with no Vin.
That's what you, bro. That was such a good hook. If they defend this, it's all because of that hook. They're going to be able to defend. They're going to be able to defend. Lord goes down. A boy? A girl? You went down? Skylar, nope, nope, you're done. Luke! Luke! Luke!
Able to equalize and force out a 3rd game in the series.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Game 3 as RRQ, like you mentioned there, force a Game 3. Wow! That was...
Okay, so
They
listen.
can totally check out the Galaxy A34.
There's a
5G,
few roles to
Galaxy
casting, guys. We'll
A34
give you guys
5G
some.
because
Let's
the
teach you
specs
guys
are
a little
incredible.
something. To anyone
With a
that's
RAM of
wondering
up to
about
8 gigabytes,
casting.
a memory 256.
Okay, so your typical 3-man desk. You have about 3 roles on this desk, right? 4 in a sense. You have your anchor, your analysis, and your play-by-play. Some would call it color anchor or color analysis or color play-by-play. Color can kind of fit into anyone's role. It just kind of depends on how you want to set your desk up. But on a 3-man, you always have at least 3 separate roles in a sense. Right now, Eterna is anchor. She is in the middle. Normally, your middle person is always anchor. Occasionally at M4, they switched us up a little bit. Anchor is the person who introduces show. It is the person, I think right now, actually, Mirko may be anchor. I don't know. Indonesia's a little different because whenever Mirko's on desk, he does play-by-play, right? And also, I think Eterna and Gani still, like, some of them are still kind of getting out of their, like, they're still like, let's put it this way. I was kind of surprised how nervous some of them were at M4. I know it was Eterna's first time being on a world stage. It was Mirko's first time. But just the fact that they have been casting at live venues for so long, I was a little surprised with how nervous they were. There's nothing wrong with that. I was a little nervous too, but it was a little surprising. I thought they were gonna be a lot more comfortable. And so here's the thing. Anchor is normally the person who introduces show, introduces the casters. They do all the ad-libs. Anchor is supposed to be the controller of the desk, essentially. During game, when camera's not on them, you're kind of pointing to the other casters like, okay, you're going to come in after this. When play-by-play's going, you're looking at your analysis, and you're saying, after he's done with play-by-play, like you're pointing at them to essentially give them a signal of like, after play-by-play, you're going, you're picking up. Or you're saying, I want to talk. Or you're pointing to yourself and going, me, right? And you're like, during game, we are looking at each other a lot, right? We're like, okay, like, hey, you're next. Hey, you go. Things like that. That is another thing too, Yellow. The English desk in Indo is all very young, and there's no real experienced... Like, when I say experienced, I mean like 4 or 5 plus years, right? Like, there's no one really out there, right? Play-by-play analysis commentary. No, commentary isn't a role. Everybody's commentary. We're all giving commentary. Play-by-play and analysis is your base. Color is the person who kind of tells stories, adds flair, adds flavor. Leo does it very well, right? And if you listen to the way Leo casts when he's on anchor and he's not doing play-by-play, he says things after a team fight. He kind of jokes. He's the one who tries to kind of make you laugh. He is color, right? He adds color to the cast. To a black and white cast of play-by-play and analysis, your color is the one who adds color, right? Because if you think about it, like play-by-play and analysis are very black and white. It is just what the play-by-play is the guy who yells during the team fights. He's the hype man. He is the guy who, right? Analysis is the one who breaks things down. Color is toinks to zoinks, yes. Right? Color is someone who jokes. And a lot of times on a 2-man desk, color kind of comes down to both. I really encourage Deku, even though he's stuck on analysis, I was like, yo, like you have to shine as an analysis because we are a 2-man desk. Be more colorful sometimes. You don't always have to just drill into items, compositions, all that stuff. Let's have fun. There's just 2 of us. But there's a little bit of a breakdown for you guys, all right? So you essentially have anchor, color, analysis, and play-by-play.
6 gigabytes.
A lot of times, especially in Indo, they like to still do play-by-play as anchor because it just makes transitions easier.
already.
That way your
Battery
play-by-play
up to
introduced, like right
5,000
now,
mAh. They have
Mirko is
quad
introducing the
cameras.
games. Whenever they jump into a game, he's like, this is RQ versus Geek Fam Game 2. Da-da-da-da-da. A lot of times Anchor will do that, like an M4 Anchor did that. And Anchor was not play-by-play.
You guys can also get
Here, play-by-play is doing that, so it just kind of also comes down to your desk and what you guys agree upon beforehand.
So if you guys want to check that out, don't forget to go to
From game 1.
I do think it would be very healthy for the Indonesia desk if they swapped it around a bit more.
Like you mentioned here, the Natalia Fanny band comes through.
And even Mirko said this in M4. He's like, I don't always want to do play-by-play. We all know Mirko's a godly play-by-play. But,
last time RRQ picked up the Arlet here in the first phase. Are they going to go for the same route? They're going to prioritize E for Clay.
Wow. It's going to be very interesting here. It seems like the
Turner's really good at what she does.
Valentina
She
trade,
is.
right, from both teams. Will Geek Slate
She's very good at what
with
she
a
does.
Valentina again, or will they go for that Arlet pick? As we all know, Luke is a menacing Arlet player, and perhaps to combine with that with the Arlet, perhaps
All right, it's
they might
1-1.
actually secure
1-1.
the
Bans are
hero
exactly the same as game 1.
for
The only
Donna
difference is this
first.
time, RQ is going to pick up the Eve. Man, Indo really, I don't know if, is it just these games? Or does Indo really favor the Eve over the Farza? Even over the Valentina.
They pick up the glue, they take it away from RRQ, noticing how much of a hassle it was to deal with it. And this is also Luke's signature pick. It's the Gluke. It's Gluken time.
Ooh. With the Farsa pickup as well, it's going to be a battle of high ground here between the Farsa and the Yves.
Mirko is definitely a monster at play-by-play.
Now with the response, are they going to
When I was like
maybe a Grok
still earning my place in NA as a caster, you know, like there's kind of the goal of like being the gold, like being the Mirko of NA in a sense, right?
Still taking their time, it seems like. So
Leo and Naisu, I think, are both great. Naisu's an amazing play-by-play caster. Naisu's got such a unique style that's different than everyone else, and he is still, it's still evolving and getting better and better. When I hear him cast on Mpl Ph, he's adding a bit more speed here and there, but still keeping his very clear, professional, and he enunciates so well. You always know what Naisu is saying, even when he, no matter what. And now he's getting a bit faster too, in some parts, and he's getting a really good pace. He's getting a nice rhythm.
They can pick up something like a Grok that does pretty well against this Kufra.
And like I said, I think Leo Cass is one of the best color casters in
It's going to
MLBB.
be pretty interesting. We do have a comment though from the man himself, Cerezo. Banana's game is quite strong with Lapu Lapu. Well, for his first debut, it was good. In my opinion, Banana is very suitable to play in MPL Season 11 with skill quality like that.
RQ
So
finally
far,
gets the
these
Kufra.
words have
Geek
aged
fans been banning it for a while. Let's see if it makes a
Banana
difference here.
securing his third
Skylar's
MVP.
going to get this Melissa once again, but there's our Farza I've been waiting for. And this time they are going to take the glue for themselves because Vin bullied. He bullied our boy Luke last game.
Matchup from game 1 where it was a Melissa going up against the Beatrix.
If Gideon does play-by-play, then he's doing play-by-play. If he's doing analysis, then he's doing analysis. It's not like those are the roles.
I think RRQ, they need someone to go into the back line to be able to disrupt the pattern, right? They have really strong high grounds and not much dive coming from RRQ to combat it. They have the Beatrix
Like right now,
as well as the Farsa.
Gani or Turna, one of them, it feels more like both of them are analysis right now.
The Kadira.
One of them could be closer to the color, could be more on the anchor color side, but it just feels like both of them are analysis right now, right?
Maybe the Grok.
Lapu Man, perhaps. You're targeting towards Luke as well, where Luke this season.
Azik, like I said, Leo and Naisu are literally my favorite PH casters. They were one of my favorite two casters in the, for MLBB, honestly.
Might ban that Lapu, and there you go. That's going to be the route that they're going for here. Asking the question.
But I'm also good friends with them. Like Naisu's a buddy of mine. I told Naisu when he comes to America, he can sleep on my couch.
Comfort is definitely the #1 priority, and with these bans, like you mentioned, Gani, that's what Geek Slate wants
Horology is my craft.
to play with.
Diggy
Vegeta
ban.
and the Diggy ban down though, but the Franco and the Kaja still left open. The Rock is also up for grabs if they really want to go for it. What do they want to go for here though? It's very...
I like the Grok pick. Yeah.
The Grok works, right? I mean,
Thorns
Lolita
remain.
kind of works
Should
too.
that
It really
fall?
depends.
Whoa.
But they go for the Lancelot first. This was the hero that brought
Geek Slate.
Geek Slate the victory in the first leg. So they're trying to, you know,
You're gonna actually get him some
Fine,
Sour Patch
perfect
Kids if he
sense there.
visits? Yes. I forgot. How'd you know? I forgot to bring him his Sour Patch Kids, bro. I felt bad. He didn't bring me my can of Century Tuna though, so it's okay.
See what will they respond with here. Two heroes. Gonna be the Akai here to secure neutral objectives, and it's gonna be that Yu Zhong. So this is gonna be the debut of Banana with that Yu Zhong.
How do we feel about tanks a lot, guys?
the Yuzong and the Akai, right? I mean, looking
How
at
do we
right
feel
now,
about
Geek
it?
Slate, what do they really want to go for with the Akai ban already here? There's not a lot of roamers that could do well against the Akai. The Grok is probably the best answer right now with the power of nature, the anti-CC built into his kit. Diggy was banned, and now you really understand why. That backline dive is going to be so
crowd
good
control.
for RRQ. And remember, Geek Slate, very vulnerable backline.
I mean, the crowd control, right? I mean, the go-away can also be counted as crowd control. The Rage, the Petrify from Yu Zhong, the Heavy Spin.
Tough game.
Oh, it's going to be a tough game here, especially they opted for that Kanja, a single lock, crowd control only, perhaps to provide cover. So let's see. It's going to be the 10 heroes set already in Game 3.
I honestly love RQ's draft here. I think they put Geek in a really
Same.
tough position into the drafting phase, not really giving any room for Geek to be able to utilize Boloyski in that roaming position. But, you know, when it's Geek, it's Boloyski. Sometimes we don't see things that he does, and he's able to execute things even when the odds are against him. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the deciding factor of who gets to go to the upper
Okay,
bracket.
so
Mirko, take us to the portal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
RQ,
here it is.
this time,
A best of
very
three
similar to Geek
down,
Slate in Game 1.
1-1. Equalized
They
by
have
RRQ.
a
It's
lot
back
of
to
team
fair
fight
play. Time
possibilities.
to decide who
lot of
gets
CC,
to go to the upper brackets.
but
RRQ and Geek Slate in game
It can
number three.
possibly work against each other, right?
Let's see.
And another
It's gonna
thing
be
they
a
are kind of
different
lacking
party
is
for the side of
damage.
Geek Slate, but it seems
A lot
like
is coming down
RRQ,
to
they will
Skylar here
have
for
just
RQ.
Flickers in their hands here, Melissa.
Other than that, they
which
don't
was
really have
off
too
for
much
that
damage.
Inspire spell.
The Eve can output some
Meanwhile,
damage,
Empire
but
Gun, of course, will have that Demon Slayer
it's always
against
kind of
the
weird.
mighty
Like, I always feel
tank
weird about
slot.
Eve's damage.
Look at the
Sometimes
cheeky
it feels
play
like she has
here,
crazy
3v2.
damage,
Let's
sometimes
see
she
Boloyski
doesn't.
and a boy here will try
Side of
to
Geek
escape
Slate has a
outward.
bit more.
Will claim
I
that
think they
camp.
may
Actually,
possibly have
Boy
a
and the boy,
better
he
mid-game
was
spike,
helping
honestly, because of the
Albert to clear
Farza.
that camp faster.
They're
In
getting
the
quite
glue?
punished, though, right? It seems like Geek Slate, they're trying to go in for the
If Geek
main
Slate can
duo,
shut
right?
down
Farza
Skylar
needs
here,
to clear with the
they could
Kaja
take this
quite
game.
efficiently and quite
I think if they can
fast.
shut down
And
Skylar
especially
here, they can
Farza
take
with
this
the
game.
wing should be able to rotate faster, but with how
A
much
boy
aggression
needs to be
that both of
careful
these
when they get into
people
big
have,
skirmishes
both
here,
the
like when
IL
it gets to the
as a boy, it seems like
mid-late,
they're getting
you
punished
know,
for it
8 to
here
12
in
minute
the
mark.
game. But
He's going to
then
need to be
going the
careful the
far
way
side,
where he positions
looking for
themselves
some
with these
pressure,
feathered
but
airstrikes
also
because
be
we already know
perhaps even to Derek.
he's got a
Yeah,
target on
this
his
is gonna
forehead,
be the
right?
lane for Skylar,
You
winning
got
matchup.
Vin, Albert,
We can see
Banana,
how the Melissa played
so many people that are
game
going to be
number
trying to
one,
focus in on him.
finding the success, but now with the Tarn's Revenge down below, Chidera is going to be able to get out of that range. Still last hitting the minions very well.
You know what I'm surprised with, right? A boy here, realizing that there are a lot of crowd control that RQ has in their comp, right?
No Purify.
Abriel, a boy, yeah, he opts still with no Purify, confident enough, but let's see him engage. Oh, nice puncture.
The puncture to escape. Vin also with a very proactive style of play this game. He's really looking for these engages all the way from the first minute.
500 gold lead for Geek Slate for the moment. Seems like both teams are going to collide once again onto the next neutral objective in the way that they're going to.
A lot of skill would be committed to shut down tanks a lot. That is the problem with the tanks a lot, right? He's tanky, plus he's annoying as hell. All the dash, like it's it can be tough to catch a full damage Lancelot, right? It can be tough just to catch that, let alone one who can take some hits to the face.
set the turtle.
even if you do catch him, you got to do that a few more times. Well, he's dashing all over the place, phasing in and out of attacks with the roses.
Banana used the Fury's dive earlier now, so Luke is going to be able to actually dish out the damage right now. That's
Oh, Janna whiffed a little bit.
Retribution, he finds it.
Oh, good play by Janna.
And it's going to be Luke who
Cutie
is
gang,
on
cutie gang,
play
cutie
now,
gang.
mounting him up with a slam and a pass. Play will fall to Janna. And on the Lancelot, Janna QT is a monster.
My goodness, Geek Slate. Take a look at the talents prediction. RQ from both of you on the lone wolf here.
1 is bad enough. 2 is even worse. We'll see if the caster curse from me and
E-money!
Mirko applies here.
E-money! E-money!
Slate has a comfortable lead here. 2,000 gold lead already. It seems like it's not looking too good for Arashi back at home.
Really not, man.
It's 1-1 money.
He DM'd us earlier to say, hey, man, you know, please use your curse wisely. I don't know about it, man. So far, I didn't even see what Eterna voted for. I just voted based on the draft here. Tadera winning it out even. This is not looking good for Arashi at all, and RQ.
Cutie gang, cutie gang, cutie gang, cutie gang.
2,000 gold
Spend
lead
new whip
already
on a
in
new
hand.
chain.
Geek Slate, what will they be able to extract with Roswell, right?
Cutie gang,
Maybe
cutie
it's
gang,
hard
cutie
to
gang, cutie gang.
Not be able to get anything against Suppression.
Miss you, how are ya?
Very weird play.
Bro, is that Ben talking right
That
now?
wasn't even in range.
Is Ben
to
on
push,
your
so he
account right
wasn't
now?
Opening it up. Geek Slate with a very good punish. Beloy just waiting on it, knowing that Ben was playing very proactively, and this might just be a dive.
Uh-oh, a boy.
Oh my God, a boy!
Oh, and he still finds it.
A monster, a beast,
Sheesh.
a rookie monster.
Sheesh.
And this might just be a dive. Skylar gonna be in there.
Sheesh.
Oh my God, a
The
boy!
burn.
What a monster, a beast, a rookie monster.
And Skylar gets punished there in the bottom side. He nearly made it out, but the last amount of damage, perhaps from the emblem from a boy, was enough to take him down. And Geek Slate once again
The
pushing
burn.
this early game lead that they have set up for themselves. From 2,000, now 3,000. As they
Cutie
put more
equals
pressure
cutie.
in
Oh
the
my
top
God,
side of the map,
Sasuke, I never
realizing
knew
they
that.
want to set up for the turtle.
3,000
I
gold
didn't
lead.
know
Top structure
that cutie
will
meant
be-
cutie.
will soon to
Sorry,
fall
I'm
here,
just
Luke.
giving you a hard
Wow.
time.
Now
Thank
the
you for that
Albert.
information.
It's
To anyone that
broken
didn't
time,
know.
He says as he mounts Albert, just looking all over the place.
Can
Still with a slam
we just talk
slam,
about how
able to
Mirko
find mobility
keeps
in the
using the
lane.
term
Oh,
mount?
boy. This man is popping off. Gluck, look at what he's doing to our RQ.
And even a boy, right? 3-0
That's it's really been getting me the whole past 3 games.
That's a lot of kills, and that's a lot of gold given it to a boy.
He mounts
He's
him.
gonna be able to
The
scale
glue
a lot
mounts you.
quicker and
That just
reach
makes it so much
even
scarier,
more
guys.
in terms of that
Can you
damage,
imagine
as Geek Slate gonna be
glue
able to get the next
coming
weekend
for you
objective
in the middle of the
uncontested.
night
And they've doubled
to
the gold
mount
lead,
you?
4,000 now.
Yeah, it seems like Geek Slate
You ever been
needs
mounted by
to
glue?
force a card up
E-money
until
gets
that
mounted
third
by
game.
one every
It
night.
was only
Just kidding.
Valentina,
Sorry.
and he
Maybe I went
trade throughout the
Trex Cutie.
game 1, game
Why
2,
does Zane
game
call you
3.
T-Rex?
Boy, on
Because
the
that's
far
my
side,
old. That's what I
goodness.
used to go by.
301 a bit again. Clumsy revenge.
Imagine John
But it
Telecruz
seems like
mounting
will not
you.
be punished this time. Geek Slate now will somehow force the final suppression comes through.
W jumps in now with a heavy spin, but there's no wall to pin him down to. Albert gonna be taken low as Ben finds the revenge, but is not gonna be able to connect onto the rage. The Beerus Passion dealing some damage back. In the mid lane, it's gonna be Luke on the glue. It's Gluken time once again. He is
I'm not the one who
able
said it,
to
man.
suppress
Mirko's the one who's talking about
the nature of the
mounting.
Utah.
Glue mounting
Wow,
people.
not a good game for Banana here. Zero impact in that.
Couldn't
defense
just say grab,
whatsoever,
grab.
with how
You
Lewis
can't
was
just say
able
the
to
grab,
zone him
grab.
out.
He's got to
Now
throw
Geek
in
Slate.
the word mount.
It's unfortunate. Oh, Skylar.
Another kill.
That should be another kill. He has some
Oh,
damage right there. Gets
okay,
out.
Skylar, well played.
By Skylar, but it's still gonna be a turret free for Geek Slate.
Is he a
Things are
mounter
not
or is he a
looking good here
mountee?
If you're a Kingdom fan, and take a look at the
Oh, the Kingdom might be going down here. GG's.
Lancelot here, that is where the again damage or slow effect can come through.
Like I said, bro, Geek Slate's got such a nice mid-game spike. What did I say, guys? 6-8 minute mark. Geek Slate's gonna hit a nice mid-game spike. If they can ride it.
The heavy spin, hitting him down just for a bit, but Janna is a tank. He's still going to be able to escape right now with a puncture as well. Gluck going to be able to mount Vin now, bringing it back to the team. Now with the Timer's Revenge. Let's see if Luke can sidestep this. He doesn't in the end. Vin's still looking for the Timer's Rage, but it's just going to be Luke who gets taken down.
Oh, nice
Clay
put,
picks
minus
up the
pick by
kill,
Clay.
and Geek Slate disengage.
A perfect trade there forward side of RQ, right? Finally getting something on the board there, which is Luke. Though.
Both,
But
question
it seems
mark?
like Geek Slate. Oh my goodness, that pin on towards Jana, that was nasty. Fortunately for that guy, the follow-up wasn't clear there. So again, Geek Slate still with the full control, but RQ, they're stubborn here. They want that last turtle.
Are you sure about this? Beloy going to be engaged on,
Uh-oh.
but that's only the rover right now. With another airstrike is free! It's Jana who wins out the red tree battle. It's not going to be able to connect onto Banana, who's going to be chunked quite
Okay,
low.
so
But it is
if
RRQ
Skylar can
who
position
walks
here,
away with it. The
luckily
rover
Skylar's only taken one
and
death.
the turtle.
If they can position, here's the thing. I was going to say this earlier, right? RQ does have a lot of CC, but it's a lot of CC that kind of works against each other, right? I feel like Albert doesn't really have a place to use his heavy spin. Like Vin, Clay, Banana, it all can play together. But like the heavy spin just pushes everyone away, you know?
But wait a minute, I might be wrong. A boy.
Boy will fall. He pops in another airstrike there. As Vin is waiting in the bush. A boy will be slain.
Geek Slate has a huge gold lead though. If they can make their, like they have all this potential, but they're not really like using it, right? Like in game 1, Geek Slate, oh,
by Albert as he picks up the kill onto Gluck.
they're starting to use it though.
In right now, but on the bottom side, you do see Jana looking for a trade. The tier 2 traded in for the mid lane tier 1 as Albert is going to be able to find a knock-up right now with a heavy spin as well.
Bro, is RQ gonna come back in this game?
And that's Skylar who picks up the kill. Tier 2 down below falls though. So Geek Slate's still holding on to it. Clay!
Oh! Bro, a boy.
From
A boy, matey!
Wait,
Wow.
is it worth it for Geek?
I feel like Geek Slate finds the compensation, right? With the
Bro, how come
kill.
nobody's making any Ahoy
Defense
jokes?
From that
What's up with these casters, man?
Barca. Actually,
Mirko,
still
Gani, Turna.
play.
You've gone a half a
Unexpected
season and no
recall
one's made an a
there,
boy joke?
exploited
Like,
by the
a
side of
boy,
Geek Slate.
land ho.
5,000 gold lead.
Ahoy,
They
matey.
lost all the inner
Come on,
turrets,
guys.
top side and bot here. So again,
You're sleeping on the
RRQ,
jokes,
they got
on the
tier 1
content.
mid, but
Or a girl?
I mean,
No one's making
they
any
got the top
girl
side kills.
jokes?
also
Come
better.
on, guys.
Geek Slate
Come
has
on,
more
casters.
than enough ground to play around with now. With the turrets top and bot taken down. Let's see here though. The turtle, well, the Lord now has spawned and Albert is in a rush in there.
Divine Judgment stunned up everything.
Oh,
used up,
Albert able to
still
just get
somehow
away.
Able to survive. Now pumped up together. The boy gonna be popping
Crickets.
in the wings by wings. Banana with the black dragon form. Jana not able to secure the
Hey,
lead,
man,
though.
E-Money,
Wander
all
is
my
Albert
jokes
who
can't be
secures it,
winners.
Pushing in the mid lane as well. Geek Slate.
Not all of
This
them.
is RRQ with a better setup.
As long as you
in
hit
the
about
mid lane.
70% of your
Arrow will be
jokes,
forced to respond to it. Jana
you're doing okay.
baiting it out just to reset. Ben looking for the Timer's Revenge inside of the bush. Not able to find anyone. Both teams resetting.
Seems like Geek Slate, they want to push in the bottom lane first. RRQ though, they are able
A man.
to set
He went
up
from being a boy
with
to a
top
man.
side. It's still pushing into their favor.
What happens when none of them are? I don't know.
Nobody has been placed to secure that top side.
become a
But he goes
caster
for
like me.
charge onto Luke.
Down to Luke right now as a feather airstrike will be popped in. Luke will be able to use that split to survive.
Ask
now backing
Ben.
away. Two
Sheesh.
resources used up. Banana with the black dragon form. Ben with the rage.
Bro, I would like to
Luke
Ben,
here
like
will
I think
recall
Ben can
and
be
will
funny.
take care of the top side
Ben
as
can
well,
be
right?
savage. I
That
think he
might be
tones it down
the
so
signal
much.
for RQ to
What's funny is
step
Ben
and
used to
force the
always
fight
like
by default.
tell
Let's
me
see,
to
though.
stop being so PR.
Vin,
He would always be
Skylar's
like,
already
"Come on,
15
Trex, just let it out, bro." Like he'd always try to.
Beautiful catch by Ben. Heavy spin as well.
And
but
now
Jana's
he's
still able
like-
to escape somehow there.
I feel like he's very
Black Dragon
toned
form
down,
popped
you
in.
know.
That's going to be Beloy with the conceal, giving a boy some space. But now with no Black Dragon form, this does give Geek Slate a bit more pressure to play with. Renner's apathy. not
There should be
connecting
someone in the
to
Women's
Beloy.
Invitational that names
Clear up.
themselves a
That's
girl.
Albert with
I
a
think it would be
knock-up onto
funny.
Luke. That's Vin. Gonna be able to find it. Nope, doesn't find anyone. Beloy's still in the midst of it all. Gonna be caught in the money.
Uh-oh.
Jana looks for the retribution.
What was that
Albert
Amir's
not
passion
in the
for?
way.
Jenna Cutie
Banana
finds the
falls
Lord,
back to
though.
execution, and Geek Slate
That's it,
avoids the
GG's.
fight.
GG's,
Jana looking
GG's.
for the
Jana
back
Cutie.
line. Skylar low.
Wagga wagga.
Right
Snipe
now,
shot.
with a double, with a slam, and a pass combo to take them down. 4-0 to Geek Slate.
This is a MLBB. This is a RQ MLBB.
Turrets in that mid lane. Even
But he
before the
smoked on
Lord
stream today,
spawns,
so yeah, it's
Geek
true.
Slate being able to get the advantage
Slingy,
on
what's
all
up?
fronts.
Tell him next
8,000
time to
gold
just
in here
light
in
up
12
mid
minutes.
cast, bro.
They missed the opportunity when Luke is
Be
in
like,
top
"What's up,
side.
bitches? My
I thought
name's
they
Ben.
will go all in,
Done
but they
had did.
hesitated.
And not done
that
had did this
response,
shit."
like, when Luke was ready in the Lord area, Geek Slate, they were able to find the right
Remember that time we were
engage,
so
and they
bored we were watching Women's
right there.
Invitational?
Let's see,
Yeah,
though,
those were dark
this
times,
Lord
bro.
is still
Those were
the
dark
first
times.
Lord, so it will not charge.
No
And Geek
MPL,
Slate,
no
they will just
NACT.
clean house with
We
the
were
church
reaching.
thing. Oh
We
my
just
God,
needed something to
catch.
watch.
Onto Beloy, though. That's the heavy spin used up as well. Albert is taking low. Chidera! It finds Vin. Clay flickers out.
Is Onyx versus
A
Evos
massive
on?
Resource burns out. Now to mid lane, it's going to be Chidera using the Renner to siege it down, but he decides to maneuver over to the bottom side. Jana with the Thorn Rose.
No, but honestly, I just
they
think
won on that
I
trade as well.
I
It
think
was the
Ben
Roman
can
for
be
the
pretty
jungler.
funny sometimes in his own
My
way.
goodness, and Geek Slate, right? I
In his
mean,
own
yeah, I
way.
like their
I
composition.
know
That's
he's
why I
still
voted for
finding
them.
his
This is the reason
comfortability.
it's gonna be very hard
Like
for
he's
Vin
still,
to
you know, like I think he sounds really
They
good. I
voted
always
in
think Ben
Beloy's
sounds
key,
great as an
perfect
analysis caster.
dodge at Y. He doesn't go for the
I've
initiation.
always
He
had a lot of
waits
faith
for
in
the
Ben.
cover when Vin jumps
But
in, perhaps misses, and then
I think, you
Beloy's
know.
will jump in for that divine judgment, and that's what we're seeing, right?
Slingy, I actually don't have permission to watch ID live. I'm gonna have to watch PH live.
Effective fight. Sure, he has 5 assists, but it's not the Kufra that we like to see here this season. Instant replay as well here. Albert trying to defend and soak in the damage. Vin here with the catch. Sure, gets Beloyski. He gets a trade. Oh, Glaive, take a look at that. Glowing one almost takes him down there. Not enough damage, it seems like.
We gotta watch
But now
PH
it's
live,
another
yeah.
reset still. Geek Slate leading.
And I want to finish this
RRQ
game, so we'll jump into it in just a
10,000
second.
gold.
I'm not really loving Banana, honestly.
You're
I
not
would've
loving
pictured
Banana
that
Eterna?
Yuzong would have more
How
of an
dare you.
impact in this game, but like we saw in that instant replay when
Stop gassing him up. It's
a boy
true.
popped off that feather
He needs to
airstrike,
be gassed up.
Yuzong
What do you
was
mean?
Nowhere near the team fight. He was forced to clear in the top lane, and I think that's happened over and over here before these team fights. And Geek Slate, they've been able to push the
Bro.
damage from a boy onto
Listen,
RRQ,
listening money.
and then Jana or Luke.
I think
even
you
goes
know
in
this. I
and
like to
seals the
think that
deal
everybody
for
know
these
this, but
members,
like,
even Chidera as well. And
Bro.
it's actually giving Chidera a really good gold lead as well.
don't get me wrong, I'm
He's at
competitive when it
2,000
comes to
gold
casting, but
above
also like,
Skylar
I
right
want
now.
all of our
Jana
casters to be
QT,
great.
I think 3,000-4,000 gold above Albert as
I
well.
want everyone
We see
to
the difference in even
to
levels,
slay.
right? Jana QT level 15, Albert only 14.
I hold
Looks
no
difficult
harsh
for
feelings to
RRQ come
anybody.
back from this.
I mean, back to the drafts, right? Geek Slate, they were
I don't
able
think
to
that's
target,
common in NA very often.
Banana. I feel like RRQ, they should have just secured Banana's hero in that first phase, not letting it go, not securing it. It seems like Geek Slate, they were able to capitalize on that.
No,
draft.
E-Money, you didn't say
Banning
that.
Lapu,
I'm just letting you
banning
know,
the
like,
Olives.
I blow
Again,
everyone's
asking a
head up.
question, perhaps Banana
Who's my
on
favorite
this
female
Yuzong
caster?
isn't really
This
too
Dota,
familiar
there's a
with
Dota
active
caster.
MPL
That's my
level,
favorite
perhaps.
female.
So that's what we're seeing perhaps from this Yuzong, the
Momo-chan.
irrelevance from this
Momo-chan
game.
is my
Let's see.
favorite female caster.
Perhaps prove us wrong. Prove me wrong.
I mean, the real-time win probability
She bought
right
me.
now is heavily
She
favoring
bought
Geek
us all
Slate, and
food
it
in
makes
M4
sense.
all the
They have a
time.
lot more
She was like
structures on
Mama
the board.
Momo-chan.
Even
Mama
their inhibitor
Momo.
turrets are, what, down
Mama
half,
Momo is
almost,
my
and
favorite.
even less. As we take a look now at the players' gold here by
She takes
Uber
care of
Gold,
us. She took care of us in M4.
Chidera, Jana QT, and even Luke. has
We'd come
more
back after the
damage
desk
than
and there'd just be a bunch
Skylar.
of food on
I
the
think one of
table,
main factors
bunch of
as to
dim
how
sum.
Geek Slate were able to be so dominant here in game number 3 has got to be the
All right,
green
guys, I
kit
need
for
them to
Luke.
pick up this game.
The fact
We
that
got
he's
live
able
games
zone
about
out
to
these
happen.
members,
They're already in the
particularly
draft right
Banana
now
from
for
having any
TNC versus
impact
RSG.
whatsoever, and you can
Come
already
on,
see him
guys.
being such a nuisance here.
Stop acting like you're in
Geek fan.
PH.
Emote. Oh, and there he goes.
Divine Judgment onto Alba with heavy spin, still able to escape right now as Renner's apathy does not connect. Luke's still in the back line, the go-away has been popped in. Jana's looking for the retribution as he finds it right here. Banana with the Black Dragon form onto the back line, but Chidera's still going to be able to escape. Luke
Come on. End the game, guys. We got places to be. Banana gonna take some damage, but RRQ, I don't think they're coming out of this one.
But RRQ disengaged. Geek Slate wants to mount on a siege.
Let's see. Will RRQ be able to defend this without Eve? Geek Slate 5v4.
It's a chance for Geek Slate.
No, this is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. GG's.
Skyler falls! Vin and Banana will follow through. 3 members down. Make it 4.
Bro, my
Only
my right
one
headphone
is left,
has
but
been acting up, guys.
Geekslave has went RRQ out. 2-1 in the first leg. 2-1 in the second. Their first time in playoffs.
My goodness.
That's it.
Geek
GG's.
Slate.
I'm only allowed to
Especially
watch
what
this one,
I
guys.
do
I'm
when
sorry.
there are Lancelot's on the field. I love getting
That's
that
life.
Lancelot. Even if it's a tank Lancelot, good luck.
You
Just
don't
good
care.
luck surviving.
Yep, you
right?
don't care. As
But
long
on the
as
other,
the Bloodhound is there, you know.
exactly, the bloody hunt, right? For any.
I'm gonna go get some ice cream
But
real
on
quick,
the other
guys.
side, I like this Lancelot pick, just because. Someone pointed this out on social media, right?
Yep.
Lancelot on H2O, it's very much the same as Lancelot from way back NXP, way back from before. H2O's Lancelot game didn't really
We have to rename the
elevate
stream
all the
now.
way, like unbelievably powerful or anything. But you put him on here, this spot, on this hero, he's comfortable.
Yeah.
And when he's comfortable with I would say a better team, in his perception, if he thinks he's with a better team, he's going to play better. And they play very well.
It syncs perfectly,
True.
you know. You're not forced to go for these aggressive plays where H2 sometimes kind of falters because there is that bit of inconsistencies when it comes to aggressive performance. But if you put
Be right back.
Lancelot as a tank,
It's snack
your
time.
main role
It's
is
ice cream
objective,
treat time.
You know, H2's life is like suddenly very, very light, like no pun intended. Like it's a fun game because you can dash in, dash out. There's no threat of any kill whatsoever from TNC. I mean, aside from the Franco. But if you're able to dodge that, you're giving free vision for RSG Slate Philippines. And I love this Carita pick. It's it's RSG telling TNC that we're not gonna be cornered into getting the Valentina. We're not gonna be baited out. And XP lane is priority here for RSG. Come the actually no, I might even say that XP should be picked last for RSG Slate Philippines. What you do here for RSG is you ban out these absurd gold laners that can deal with the Melissa, and you pick up the roam on first pick on second phase. Ruby sounds nice. Cho also is good. You know, Grok is available for Light. There's a lot of options for Light here, and I feel like Nat, even though he sees already the XP lane matchup, you'd want to reserve that potential pick for last because you want to be able to see the 2 picks of TNC.
Yeah, it's about the counter of being on the red side because right now RSG would want to secure their first 3 picks because we were expecting to get a Valentina. Instead, we went for the counter because yesterday we saw Exort's performance back in their match up against Omega. And it worked so well with their lineup.
Yeah, Exort is, I think, such a consistent player at this point where this is a perfect hero to kind of balance the attack that's going to come in from TNC because once again, I expect TNC to win the early game here. They've done that against teams, against really high caliber teams.
Yeah.
This is also a very good possibility, and that does, the kind of pick really does put everything into perspective.
I love this picture.
Yeah, speaking of perspective, yeah, that's Coach Lift. See? But in that photo, his buttons are all intact.
Yeah.
Right?
Just one button, you know.
One button, yeah.
Bro, guys, I can't. I'm not allowed to watch Indonesia live. I'm sorry.
I love the Hayabusa
I'm not allowed to.
It
Also, I'm a
answers
RSG
off,
fan,
very,
so I want to
very
watch
well
RSG
against
game.
Lancelot and Melissa. It's not something that you would want to give away for TNC. I mean, we saw that with Echo and Bren, you know, when Kyle Tees was able to get his hands on the Lancelot up against, Hayabusa up against Melissa and Lancelot, he just took over the game. So I feel like against King Kong, you're not comfortable giving the hero because you know that the guy is an assassin specialist. But there is that Hanzo or Benedetta, available for TNC. There is that option for the Phoenix side. And, okay, Ruby.
Yeah, you're talking about Ruby because it really looks nice with RSG's lineup right now. And what better way to trim it down? And what are the choices of Light right now? Because we still have Atlas on the table. We still have, Kufra?
Yeah, Kufra sounds nice. Grog is also decent.
And that's why you put Nats and Light on last pick because of their massive hero pool.
Insane threat, you know.
That's like anything you put him there.
It's an ocean.
Yeah.
It's an ocean.
Amazing.
And right now, will it be a better way if they secure the EXP now rather than the tank last?
If you're gonna secure XP now, I would say Lapu-Lapu or Benedetta would be the choice, or even Paquito for Nuts. But preferably, you'd want to get the last. So there you go. The Kufra is out. It is again, as we talk about, a great option for light tier. Good answer versus Franco. Not very good against Glue though. But there is the aspect of TNC just having this insane frontline burst damage. So even if the Kufra is willing to get the vision for RSG and he is willing to die, TNC, they're going to be happy with that as well. You know, if you're willing to die, okay, we'll take it. You, have,
so
no
what's the
trade,
scoreboard?
you have no trade. The only damage
Let's check
threat
scoreboards.
that RSG
Liquipedia,
has
where are you
if
at?
TNC goes on this Kufra is the Kadita. And information and
I know
vision
TNC is like
gonna be
last.
important in this game.
Well, speaking of vision right now, we've seen how a Kufra versus a Franco could be counterproductive if you get hooked and suddenly you get a setup from a Kufra. Sometimes you either tell that you would not just do it over and over and over. You're gonna make RSG happy, but it turns out, yeah.
Bren's 1,
Benedetta.
Echoes 2,
Kong,
RSG
beautiful
Slate
player.
3.
I'm gonna be honest, and I feel like it is a damage Benedetta game. It's not a tank Benedetta game. Or if he wants to go tank Benedetta
RSG
route,
Slate though
then you know, the
can
Franco
catch up to
and
Echo, right?
Barca will have to do a lot of.
It's a 3-point
heavy lifting in this
difference.
game. But RSG, they do have last pick. I feel like Lapu-Lapu, Paquito, even the Phobius is up there because there's a lot of dash on the side of TNC.
Actually, that's possible. Yeah, the Phobius.
Esmeralda actually is kind of decent dispatch. It's an OP XP laner at the moment,
Guys,
honestly, because of the absurd amount of damage that she has.
And
She
now
gets
he
buffed twice.
Do we really want to watch
Yeah, she got buffed
Indo
twice.
right now that bad?
He used it yesterday and he's not using
Here
it
we
today. It's
are.
the Paquito that we know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll
The
do
thing
it.
about this Paquito is it's in the same territory as the Esmeralda. It fell off the meta not because it was nerfed, but because you know a lot of the fighter junglers have just been OP.
We're just risking it.
A few months.
We'll risk
But
it for the
Paquito,
biscuit.
After his short stint in Season 9, he was buffed twice, and then nobody was picking him.
Yeah.
Up until Nuts was like, "Hey,
What are you guys doing?
give some spotlight to Paquito."
Oh, yeah, and right now, as we are...
Worst
we're
case
seeing
scenario, I get
lot
like a
of
message in the
changes.
next day or two.
RSG knows
And they
how
say,
to
hey,
handle
don't
their
do that
cards right.
again.
It's a Paquito for Nats, and now, at some point in the game, a Paul will show up. So you only have until the timer runs out. And so comment down your prediction with the hashtag #SmartPowersMPLS11. So make sure you guess it correctly, because one lucky person will win a redeemable in-game code. Remember, keep an eye on the Paul, folks. So right now, let's go back to the game. Who's on the better side right now in terms of early game? Because as they say on the keys to victory, the jungler takes the way of starting up their pace.
Yep, we're gonna have a lot of fun here. I didn't see the Hanzo, right? But everyone else seems to be in their form. Even King Kong on the Benedetta. You're right. I think this is still a damage Benedetta because I feel like they are gonna need to amp up that early game to mid game, and you do that with a jungle Benedetta. You don't do it with a tank.
Yes,
they have enough
True.
tankiness with the glue and the Franco.
Yeah, speaking of Benedetta, Rockhart, we have King Kong ranking 1 on the unique heroes pick, 11 unique heroes in their start of the season. Wow, how's that, Midnight?
A lot of heroes pulled out here by TNC. And again, this is the advantage of having these kinds of players. You do bring that chaotic flavor, even outside the game, you know, just the drafting stage alone. If you're a Coach Panda, you have to think about the different options for King Kong. And it kind of disrupts the way you think about the the
Coach
draft
Deku, what up, bro?
for your team, because you also have to
What up,
deal
bro?
with like the options.
You know what
of
sucks
teams.
about
like if you pick this, what are the
watching
heroes that
games
King Kong
live?
has that can be good against
can't
it?
fast
That's why
forward
you
through
saw the
pauses.
Hayabusa ban earlier on, and it does change up a lot of the dynamics.
That's
between the
super
draft,
weak,
but
yo.
I do feel like Coach Panda had TNC down the wire, even with the Paquito last pick, because I would say that even though this is not a much better early game lineup, TNC has a much aggressive composition in the early game. They will have more momentum if they can execute. But RSG, fundamentally speaking, this is a better team fighting composition, because if you think about how they want to fight, TNC has to go all in on a single target, and there's no backup plan. Like
The only remedy that you have is that both the glue and the Benedetta can go
Onyx
in the
is
back
winning
line,
3-0 right now.
frustrate some, some
2,000
heroes
gold
there,
lead.
bring confusion to the fight, but they cannot commit. For RSG Slate Philippines, there is that Lancelot factor of being a tank, where they can just get vision, he can just dash in, dash out, and there's a lot of re-engage potential coming out from RSG Slate Philippines. And if you ever are able to sustain the fight, Paquito is gonna go wild, the Melissa is gonna go wild.
The moment I say
So
80-minute
again,
timer, yeah.
RSG is just more well composed.
That is rough.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true, right, Rockhawk?
Actually, that's true, and I have to add up to that because you're right. Single target damage from TNC is off the chart.
Well, bottom side, Boots didn't join the fight, but just gets the bottom turret with ease. I feel like even if Onyx concedes that, it's still a W for them, but right now it's just multiple W again and again, Arashi.
And in the late game, you have to consider that Boots does not have to be present in the team fights. He can just go, split on the sides, and no one can really deal with this Masha, especially in the late game. So that provides yet another solution for Onyx if they feel like the team fight just isn't benefiting their team
Favorite
enough.
player on Onyx
For now,
other
the pressure
than
you can see this
Kyrie?
three-man roaming
Because I know
spot
everyone
in the
wants to say
mid lane
Kyrie.
is just so annoying, and it's causing Taz to lose a lot of income, losing out to Kyrie one level behind.
That's the Guardian's Bulwark, but it is going to be the crossbow attack popped and ready now for CW. He doesn't have the Inspire.
Oh, Sans.
He just picks up the kill without the crossbow of Tang. One level lead for CW up against Brands. Fun fact, that solo kill wasn't a solo kill. It was Keyboy who was being active, so they're playing strong side for 1-1.
Yeah, they're definitely playing strong side for 1-1. But in the other side, the Boots, Masha 1v2 against Phobius and Lancelot, there's nothing you can do about that. And you can see Taz actually goes to the base, recalling after that thunderclap from Boots. So you can see it's pretty much a losing matchup. Even 1v3, 1v2 in the XP lane, Boots just unstoppable in this match.
Man, he's just like, EVO's Legends are not equipped to deal with someone with so much HP. A lot of their heroes seem to be geared towards picking off
Yes,
heroes
you always
with
have
a,
that
you know,
window
small
where
HP
you
pool
can
that can
still
get
win.
bursted
If
down.
you are able to
But
snipe
now,
out the gold later,
Brand is virtually the only person available to try and take down Boots, and he cannot always match that kind of movement. Masha is so much more flexible, so much more mobile around. And look at Onyx, man, pressuring all three lanes at the same time, even though they don't really have the control
Still
on
waiting.
the mid turret just yet.
Just want to remind you all that CW is sitting on a 3-0 KDA, and 1-1 has not won any games this season in Mpl ID, which is pretty surprising. You'd think that a hero that gets banned all the time will rack up a lot of win rate, but I feel like Onyx is gonna be the one team that make this work for the first time.
I
Sans
feel it
gets
hasn't worked
terrified.
out because of just the players.
Onyx
who've
is
been
just dominating,
placed on
yo.
the 1-1, right? I
This
don't
isn't
feel
exciting,
like
guys. This
looking
is a
at it,
bloodbath.
It's always banned against CW. It's always banned against
This is a
Sidera, the
bloodbath.
two best users. If Clover was still here, he'd probably get it banned as well. But usually it's left open against Nino, against Brands. Two members, two players who don't really find a lot of comfort, perhaps, on that 1-1.
Keyboy wants him to use the demonic.
Maximization right here, good mix of magical defense and physical defense, because in the early game, you have to try and cater towards both. And for the side of EVOs, they're definitely struggling as Onyx just stands between the turrets. They don't even care.
Interesting move by Taz there with a random execution to his death, to his demise, basically. Keyboy gonna be able to jump Blue out, and then now Blast gonna be charged in, but Sans gets out.
Nice
That's the
play
pressure as well to
by
follow that.
Dreams.
It's only gonna be Kyrie, as now on the back line, it does seem like CW is gonna be able to pop a lot of
Oh,
those
there we go.
is still
Sycots is
running
actually a
wild
really
on the
good
back
EXP
line.
laner.
Sycots, though, will fall to CW.
Not good enough, though.
Who's 4-0 right now, having a time of his life.
Bad trades after
And
bad
I,
trades towards EVO's Legends, and right
the
now they
time
have
of my life, and I owe it all to you, sir.
but there's no opening just yet, and the mid turret's gonna fall towards 4CW,
The time
4-0
of
so far. There's no
my
answer for
Oh,
EVO's
boy.
Legends, even though they kind of draft to counter this 1-1 again. There's just too much threat.
1-1 over on this side.
Boom! Goes the Dynamite as Nats expends that flicker to take out Escalera on the bottom side. But looks like RSG still going to be quite happy as they do also get that turtle.
As
this
they
is not
also
how you
get
want to
that
play
turtle.
if you're TNC. I don't know what Bentings is doing top lane. I mean, I understand that you want to protect your gold laner, but this is not how you want to utilize Franco. They have to play like how RG used to play when they first met. And Light,
yeah.
at that time, was just all over the map. You know, he was throwing hooks here and there, you know, everywhere. And RSG, they're
Tank
not
jungler is starting
feeling
to
the
fall
fact
off
that
after
there's a
Frederin's
Franco in
nerf.
the game. That's why they're
I don't
able
know.
to pull out moves
We'll see.
like this. Because they know for the fact that Ben Things has been sitting on the top lane for 2 whole minutes.
Okay, this is a question for us that we
Still
need
have
to
tanks a
leave on
lot.
the table, because right
I mean,
now, it's Light and
here's the
Exort
thing, right?
doing all the vision, doing all the
When you
gadget
see
and as we are trying to say here is they need to get more
heroes
vision,
normally
because
not
TNC
billed
right
as
now has
tanks,
1 kill
being
has been given
tank
inside of
junglers
RSG.
like
They
Lancelot,
would need to
you
have
know
a
the
trade
tank
for that,
meta is
because
not done.
on how Exort and Light is rotating, they're putting TNC on the wall
You know?
slowly to not respond to the
You
possible
know?
threats later on.
Yeah, the other disadvantage of having Benfinks just basically on the top side is RSG can do crazy stuff, and they know they won't get punished, right? They're not. The other lanes are not scared. The Franco is just on top.
Yeah, RSG, they're happy with this. They're happy with what is happening on the top lane. Both heroes that are sitting near Eman don't get any gold or XP from the minions, even though Bentings does that as well. But there is no sort of pressure for TNC on the map. Like RSG, again, they're happy to just sit with what they have right now. The gold is on their side, and they still have the the better objective securing hero, which is the Lancelot. And H2 was able to get that over King Kong. And if there's nothing happening on the map, we're scaling, you know?
Yeah. Oh, off-cam killed it from Nats.
Nats, bro, that's exactly what you need to do. But on the other side, Innocent with a kill.
Amon goes down,
Finally,
though.
The Franco is paying off.
Okay, slow progress. They're up top. TNC has their own way of activating this, but King Kong up against 2 on the second objective.
Oh boy, that was very slick and fancy, but in the end, it's still going to be an H2O turtle.
Yeah, it's a Lancelot, you know?
I have a counter for that. Lancelot on taking objectives. Seal that in.
Very potent objective taker, and the hero has been really, really phenomenal.
I think
here
RSG
for
just has more answers this game, right?
He is going for a rush.
Like they just have
with the
more
Guardian's
answers.
helmet. Rip Twilight Armor. Not going to be part of that
I still don't know how I feel about King Kong on
again,
this.
it doesn't remove the fact that H2 can just do this all over again. You know, get the vision here for RSG to stain and get if
on this
TNT
Benedetta
hooks him,
jungle.
So be it. You know, he can recover the HP back.
Honestly, the Paquito's actually a decent pickup against the. I just thought about it. Paquito's actually a decent pickup against the glue. Because if he gets the grab on you, you have the dash, you have the speed. You're almost never gonna get, as long as you time right, you're almost never gonna get pulled back with his slam
hard.
slam.
Oh my God. It's not even about not winning. Hesu has been losing hard.
He's flickering out for basically just Exort diving. He's not even using any big battle skills or anything.
I say the presence of the Kadita is mostly important in the side of RSG, because you either use resources, burn one out, just how they do it here. 2 versus 1, and then the Hesu is really having a hard time pushing in through it. No damage even for a turret onto Nats.
Well, the thing is, you might say that. Oh, that's hot. Okay.
Yeah,
Exort's presence, yes, on the bottom
PH
lane
is
a
so
factor
like
for
it is kind of crazy, right?
But he was solo killed with Paquito
How
earlier.
how much slower PH games are than like Indo games?
Yeah, Nats has been winning over and over again, and I gotta say, TNC. They
Have I ever done fasting before? Not really.
Because they can't keep this tempo
I've
up.
done like a day.
Well, speaking of tempo, that's one thing they need to do. Oh,
I think I've done like 24 hours once before.
These roamers are flickering insanely well. Oh man, but of course at the end, RSG's team play on the top side will enable them to keep things in check.
Counter flicker, counter set. No setup for these two teams. Third turtle is up. Positioning-wise, H2 has a better view.
I mean, as much as the flicker block was nice from Benting, there was no follow-up damage.
Yeah.
And Light was able to flicker.
Oh, nice pick.
Oh,
Exort.
Exort!
Oh my God, Exort. Obviously that's a Kadita, but man, that was pretty close. Right, Hesu's low.
Why are you
King
fasting
Kong,
for?
what
Are you fasting for Ramadan or something?
H2O just singing. King
Tahira?
Kong ain't got nothing on
You
me.
Muslim?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Lance.
I know Ramadan's going on right now.
What makes it so viable in terms of his objectives? I still have a counter going with it. What's the factor here
Again,
for Lancelot?
It's a Thorn Rose Retribution combination. You know, the damage is just insane, especially if you time it really, really well with the second tick
Are
of
you
the damage. The thing is, Benedetta is also a potent.
You're about halfway
taker,
through the day,
because
right?
if you fail the retribution,
Almost
if you
there.
Miss
You got
by,
about,
like,
what,
a
6
little
hours to
bit,
go
You do get
till you can eat?
that, you know, that last stick of damage to take the turtle. But
It's hard for you this year.
H2 has been really on point with the retribution timing, and sadly for King Kong, he falls as well on the top lane.
And this is where the comfort comes in, right? It's so easy to do that. with a hero that you play.
Echo versus Bren tonight?
thousands of
No, that's
times,
Echo versus
probably. I
Onyx.
was gonna say millions,
Sag.
but that's unrealistic. You play this thousands of times, you know you have the advantage with the Retribution 4 and Rose combo.
Yeah.
You're just gonna take these turtle fights over and over again.
Yeah, speaking of fights right now, Light has his immortality. That's why he keeps on jumping all over again. No matter how setups of bend things could be counterproductive with an iron hook, then you get a counter setup, flicker, whatever. But now, if it's Eman, he's rich. That's translated from this Tagalog headline right
Onyx
now.
wins their
He's
game
ranking
against
first
EVOS.
in the gold per game with 15,003.
I don't know how if that's accurate.
We're on the
I
third.
know,
Oh,
right?
it's
I
night
was
for you right now.
Like
Okay.
8,000 GP. I'm like, what?
Wait, we'll have to double check that later
Yeah.
on. Maybe total
Yep.
average. I don't know. We'll talk later. But we're now.
I thought you were allowed to eat right after the
H2O
sun
is
went down.
diving. He's the front line here for RSG, while Light is on the side, just trying to see if he can pick someone off with a Tyrant's Revenge. But of course, CNC, at least for the meantime, to keep it steady, not going to give away any picks.
Again, this is the poke and prod from H2. You know, the Lancelot can just continuously do this. Oh, nuts!
Oh, beautiful hook there from Ben.
Oh, nice pick
Once
by
more,
Ben Things.
You can be as good as anyone can be. But if you get hooked and you get bloody hunted, that's it.
Again, Ben Things has a dedicated TikTok for that. How to even land the perfect hook. And he just did it, and it just keeps on going. Look.
All right, here's the firepower.
RQ
coming
need
in
fried
from TNC.
chicken?
There's that
Okay.
firepower I wanted to see since earlier on. That is a brutal combo.
Oh, nice pick by
It's
Light.
going to be Light trying to answer quickly, and that's Innocent going down. Where's Hesu, though, and King Kong? They're definitely in a better spot compared to the last minute.
This is what you call.
Here's a good
it,
thing for RSG here, right, against the glue.
They both give each other
The give and take.
the give and take.
A lot
you
of
know?
dashes,
Yeah.
right? You have Exort, you have Naths, you have H2O, so he doesn't really have that many people to get the grab on and be super effective with.
As Leo says, it's a wash.
It's a
you
wash,
know?
yeah.
It's usually just a wash when everyone is just even Stevens. No one wants to give away anything.
Well, right now, TNC needs resources, and they're letting, RSG is letting the Phoenix Army close. And if they contest this could be a possible danger for TNC, because right now they're lacking of the items in terms of the damage to counter back.
Yeah, especially since King Kong is on Molten Essence, which means he's...
He is
I'm not going to lie, I haven't read all over all the
I'm
patch
surprised
notes
that Light
yet.
didn't even use Flicker that point. So I guess it was just a short-range jump.
This game's
I
slow
thought
enough
he
that I
pulled off a
can.
Honda Beast there, but it turns out like it was just a normal engagement from Light. And yeah, again, that is the storyline of the team fight. Both teams are eyeing at the the gold laner, especially with TNC having such a long range nuke with the Feather Dare Strike and
Look at
Renner's
I don't-
Apathy,
so,
but
like-
Eman-
Oh, what a huge
Oh, nice
fight
pick
there.
on Aemon.
Target priority onto Aemon. That's exactly what you need to do as a Beatrix.
Whoa, Exort could be in trouble.
Oh boy, Exort.
Here's the thing.
You're very, very slippery, but how long can you dive
I think we've
and
gotten to a
dance
point
away
where, like,
from a glue and
just like Assassins were never completely dead,
now you don't have the ultimate H2O.
I don't think
He's
Tank
caught
Jungle will ever be
three people
completely
from
dead. I
RSG.
think Mobile Legends
From
is
TNC
slowly
rather.
getting to a
This is the
point,
version-
which this is
version
actually a
one
really
where
good
you
thing,
can
right?
do that inside
Oh,
of a
hook!
Mobile Legends is
Keep doing
slowly
that
getting
once
to a
more, though.
point
That looks like
where
he's in a better spot. He got
it's
hooked.
actually a little balanced.
No bloody hunt means he's
Like,
not going down.
I say the position.
Heroes are you're able to pick a lot of different heroes in different roles, and it's not confined to a single role.
From some point, maybe the Phoenix Army spelled something wrong in that bush.
Really did. I feel like, yeah, slowly but surely, they're going to want to just take this one bush at a time, which is exactly what they're doing. Look at this.
Yeah, look at the position. Look at the control
Nats is
of RSG.
Is
Ooh.
practicing the punches.
Joy gets a shield now for hitting on beat, but instead of 5, she gets 4.
a little short there, but it's okay. No one saw that. Actually, everyone saw that.
Yeah, if that was 2 years ago, the Kufra would have been able to close that gap.
I feel like that's kind of a
Okay.
buff, right?
So there's a space of setup that Alight can make, but in terms of this, they're just letting King Kong be the first one to just go near this area. What's
it's a
CNC's
downside.
plan here?
This one's the damage each time they hit a non-target
call.
unit.
It is a good
New
seal.
effect, gain a shield when hitting on beat.
Seal, who's it going to be?
Oh, so she only gets the shield when she hits on beat now.
Or are we going to get another reset here?
I don't think they know. They saw this RSG. They know for the fact that TNC is here. That's why Light positioned away
Freya
from
gets a
the
buff.
because he knows that.
I'll go in a bit more detail on all these soon, but I'm looking for like meta
If he
heroes
sees
and how they're
this,
changing right now.
H2 It's
In H2.
slowly killing the
Esmeralda
Lord with
buff
the,
will help her be a bit more important in some
I think it
fights.
has a
Look at the
normal
damage,
attack there
right?
somewhere.
I read it already. I
Oh,
saw it
wow, tanks
earlier.
a lot, and look at that.
That'll
Just
definitely
Make her
help.
viable against certain
They're
heroes
just
again.
reading
She's
out
already
for
kind of
TNC.
viable
Let's
sometimes
go.
against the
The
Lapu
trigger,
and other
everyone-
shieldy
is everyone
offlaners.
accounted for.
But look at the position of Nats.
That's what they're trying to
Brenner
find
takes a
out.
pretty
He's
big,
misses.
a pretty big nerf, huh?
Misses on the Petrify. That is huge, and now that might be a trigger for TNC to go for it. Lord is very low. There goes Muddles, is already used up by Eman. Get for the snipe here. Innocent. King Kong gets the Lord.
Bro, TNC's actually giving RSG a run for their money right now.
Things will fall. At least a small
TNC
answer there for
question mark?
RSG. That was a long dance
Yeah.
for a small amount of money.
That small
Where's
window
items?
where
Okay,
Ben
Sea Halberd.
was able to zone
We don't want
H2
physical
away.
damage heroes
And
to lose too much
Brenner's
damage
Apathy
output when
lost
using the
like the final
equipment.
blow into Retribution, secured the
90%
Lord
against
here
enemy heroes with
for
more
TNC.
extra HP
Even though
than you.
H2 managed to pull off the Thorn
Okay.
Rose, the timing was not right. And it was because of the pressure that TNC brought in during that engagement and RSG. They ended up losing that Lord to TNC. And
That's a
just
direct
like that,
answer, right? Direct answer to the Thorn Rose retreat.
Right there, they have a push. TNC has a window here.
Bro, is TNC about to take
Okay,
a RSG? Stop. Stop slacking right now. Uh-oh.
Catches one.
Find Escalera. Purify is used, so they didn't take out the Farsa at the very least.
Yeah, I don't even think that was a Luminous Lord. I think it was the level 1 Lord.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was just
The normal Lord.
Yeah, it was just delayed by RSG by a huge window, and it didn't even get to evolve.
But that, we are seeing progress for TNC. Look at that, the gold.
So they made Twilight Armor back to kind of what it used to be?
For the Phoenix Army, how's the damage right now? We are on level 14 Beatrix versus a level 14. We have the Melissa. How's the items right now?
Well, again, Eman will suffer a lot in this game because of the long-range nukes coming out.
Rose Gold Meteor got a really
Alright,
nice
long
fucking
range, the answer for RSG is to
Ooh.
just dive right in. They're hunting down TNC members, and that's H2O
Uh-oh.
who is leading the charge.
Rose Gold Meteor got a nice buff.
TNC just slightly blinked and they fall
It's gonna.
down
That's
from
gonna
that attack.
definitely
Again, we talked about how these engagements
Oh boy.
will work in favor
like
of
heroes like Brody who
RSG.
can benefit
Is
from
willing
that.
to die TNC. They did take
Could be
it,
really helpful
so
to
they were
Brody,
not in position to take
especially with
Eman
all the
out.
burst
The direct
mages out there.
answer for the long-range artillery of TNC. RSG says, let's just dive right in. That's exactly what they're doing
RSG.
right now.
I need an RSG jersey, guys.
Secure game 1.
Someone let them know.
And
Where's my Clippers
just
at?
as that, as
Shoot it,
Light did
RSG.
not blink in that
I need a
camera,
Nats
and then
jersey.
RSG
Can I get a
Slate
signed Nats
Philippines
jersey?
made their way on their first
Please?
win today.
Pretty
So that's
please.
it. That's the answer, right? They have the Farsa long range. They have the long range snipe as well from the Beatrix. Let's go in their faces. Let's see what they can do. And apparently, TNC, they were just not ready for the attack of RSG.
Yeah, and again,
Clap back.
Again, we harped it during the drafting stage. You know, RSG, they do have answers when it comes to team fight. If TNC is not able to pin their targets correctly, they're just gonna lose a fight because they have overwhelming damage as well on the side of RSG State Philippines. They also have mobility. They have the catch potential. And the fact of the matter is, Light was indeed willing to.
Yeah, but
give his
will
life
Twilight
away
Armor
to be able to
like
get
so? Twilight
the,
Armor has
gap
always kind of had a
closed,
similar effect.
between TNC
It's
and
just
RSG.
never really been
RSG was like, go raid,
worth.
Go raid, go raid.
Go ahead, invade.
So I don't
And they were
know.
super adamant in their
Unless you're like up against an
RSG
Aldos
spotting their win condition, right?
or like
I mean, obviously, it was
Endgame.
a little bit RSG
What's
centric
it
that whole
called?
game, even early
I mean,
game, but
maybe
there
it
was
starts
some
getting picked
shining
up, but I don't
moments
know.
from TNC where something could
Now
Flip
nerf
flip it.
is here. We go. Clock of
It was
Destiny
a
gets a
way-
nerf.
Yeah, like you were talking about capitalization on the pick of the best things can do. We were talking about the underutilization of the Franco.
Ice
I
Queen
think
1
that's
gets a
one way
buff.
of, like
yeah.
giving those small holes on the sinking boat that you need.
Lilia
to
and
put your
Eve
fingers in.
Be
And
very helpful to
maybe
them.
That's a big of a problem for TNC. They need to answer.
That's a great analogy. Yeah,
Dominance
I
Ice gets a
couldn't have put
buff.
that myself.
Because that's perfectly well stated. Like, how do you deny the vision of Light and Exort? And it was moving
Okay,
really, really well.
guys.
And how
Now
the
here's the
equipment
thing, right?
Oh, you were dancing,
were
as,
dancing.
and as Rockhard mentioned.
We're
And
dancing the night away.
First of all,
Yeah.
here's a like.
TNC
All right,
doesn't well
so
for
someone
the game,
asked
but-
about
But how do you even
tank
counter
meta
that? Will-
being.
will they
I
even
give you
ban
guys
Outer
something.
Respect Man
Yes,
on the
C.
second game?
Halberd
Because
gets a
right now
buff.
You were lacking
But
vision.
who the
They
hell
have
is
so
gonna
many
put
questions
C.
for
Halberd
game
in their
number one
first
now.
3
Midnight,
items?
it's your time to break things down a bit on what happened. to game number 1 with RSG taking the win.
With all the speed marksmen out, with all the DHS Golden Wand marksmen out,
Around, TNC did not
it's just I don't see like only Brody maybe. Like no marksman. It's not. I don't think it's going to be enough of a benefit to pick it up early on.
Towards taking this victory.
It's not enough benefit. And now, here's another thing, right? Dominance Ice just got buffed. We want this piece of equipment to be more effective against heroes with high attack speed.
The lack of the presence of the Franco on the early stages of this game. We mentioned during the drafting stage that TNC, they are the more aggressive team in this lineup.
Carl Teasy did it today?
Of sniping out targets on the side of RSG Slate Philippines. We've seen that in the middle stages of the game when they were able to snipe out
mean last night?
In the mid lane. But in the early stages of the game, we didn't see that. It was RSG that were doing a lot of the moves on the early game, and it was not giving any TNC any breathing.
So here's the next thing, though. But the thing is Dominance Ice is going to even that out. The Dominance Ice buff
even if they lose
evens that out.
Even if they lose a certain amount of skirmishes, they're still able to take this game away from TNC. And add to the fact that RSG was also able to secure a lot of the objectives.
The attack speed reduction is now calculated after all attack speed bonuses.
And even though we don't see the Twilight Armored Guardian's helmet combo anymore, again, the poke and prod mechanic of this Lancelot.
Like it gives marksman a bit more, but I don't think it's the death of jungle tank jungle, bro.
It's the poke damage towards TNC, and if you apply a certain amount of damage to certain heroes, they don't have the capabilities of fighting anymore, and that's what you want if you're RSG Slate Philippines.
You mean Kyle TZ, not Carl TZ, with Hellcurt. Okay, so
do or die, because there's a lot of
bit of a
damage
difference.
as well on the side of RSG Slate Philippines coming down from Eman and even Exort. There is also that kill threat from the Kadita. Even though TNC was able to find a lot of the the skirmishes.
So now there's something, right? Assassin picks can run it, right? Can run the Sea Halberd. I think it definitely works well with the Hellcurt because just the way he works. So there's a niche fit for it. There's a niche fit for it.
The potential of taking over this game here for the Phoenix, and it definitely shut down the ride in the journey.
Like I definitely think, so I can say this, I definitely think that it is,
here in game number 1, he was covering the bushes, he was,
I never said it doesn't work, I just don't like to say that it's, I don't think it's the death of, tank jungle.
Holding King Kong down during
it's definitely not the end of tank jungle.
We see this during the replay, with his high.
I think if anything, it does open up the field a bit more, which is good. It's healthy. Again, I feel like Mobile Legends is slowly. I feel like Mobile Legends is slowly opening up the field of just like. So, for example, when you look at like Dota and you look at like League and some of this. So many heroes have value. Like there's just such a high hero pool of heroes that can have value. And I think for the first time, I don't think it's shifted. I mean, it's evening out. It's evening out. So yeah, shift is a good term. As long as we don't think the shift means that Assassin is now the better pick. I think the playing field is definitely evening out.
From a lot of the players on the side of RSG Slate Philippines, and that was the sole factor here as as how they took game number 1.
Well, now going back on what happened, thank you for breaking things down, Midnight. And as we say, RSG really flowed and danced to the beat and whatever the waves they got in. Exhort on his performance. Now, since we're talking about how they aggressively rotate around the map, how do you turn off the music to not make RSG dance? That's a problem of TLC right now. We were talking about vision. We were talking about how they can utilize Ben things more.
That's difficult, to be honest. I was actually surprised that Exhort was 5-0. He didn't die in the game that has a Franco. Like, how do you do that, right? That's very impressive. So I'm thinking maybe, put Benfix in mid.
A change? Well, that's the adaptability that they can do right now. As we all feel the tension of this match, you can experience MPL Philippines right now in action live at the Shooting Gallery Studios. Tickets are available now via tickettome.net. Get yours now while it's still open. Again, we have only a few weeks left for the regular season. Go ahead, join us here, join the tension, join the crowd as we cheer for our favorite teams and feel how these teams develop their story in MPL Philippines. Now going back to our story, let's throw it over to Mara for a bit of a breather on how this match can go toe-to-toe to game number 3.
When did he pick up the Sea Halberd?
Family, nandito si Mommy Mary Ann, Bunso Tyrone, and Daddy Neil. How are you guys?
We're fine, thank you. Good afternoon to everybody.
Mommy, are you enjoying the game?
Yes.
We also have to wait to see because this game looks just like a complete dog wash, bro.
Hindi ako nag-ML pero I'm into sports.
Pero you're into sports. Bunso Tyrone, naglalaro ka?
Opo.
Yeah, naglalaro, into sports. Si Mommy hindi. Pero Mommy, kahit di kayo naglalaro, paano nyo naiintindihan yung laban?
Actually, hindi eh.
Oh, so you're here for support.
It does work really well with the.
Ang sweet mo naman, Mommy.
It does work really well with
mo, kahit wala kang idea
what's it called?
Ano nangyayari.
In game 2 against NXP, the second item after DHS. Okay. So he goes DHS, Sea Halberd, then either the Malefic Roar or the Hunter Strike. Cooldown boots. The Hellcart's also just, like, when you look at the draft, right, it's just a kind of clutch pick because it works against the, helps with the Farza a lot too. It's not very easy for an Akai to pin a Hellcart. It's actually just like a suit, like even without any of it, it's not a common pick, but it's just like, it's kind of clutch here if you think about it. How long have we been streaming? How long have we been going, guys? 2.5 hours? Sheesh. We might call it here, guys. We might call it. What is the best build for Nana as a mage? What do you mean, bro? It's marksman build, obviously. Come on. Come on, bro. It's marksman build Nana. That's the only way. Is that a question? We might call it, guys. It's 2 a.m. where I'm at. I got work at 9. Might just watch some games from my bed. All right, guys. Yeah, we're going to call it. Was a pleasure, guys. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. If only Mpl Ph happened during the day. Oh. Tomorrow, NAC tea time. Tea time, boys. Thank you, guys. Next week, we're going to be streaming a lot at night. We have a lot of free time. I'm going to be alone in my house for a whole week for like 5 days. So we'll be streaming a lot. Sunday, I'm not casting. So I'll definitely be doing a watch party of the NACT. I don't think I'm casting. There's a small chance I could cast Sunday. Just because some stuff might be happening with one of the casters or something. But I'm like on call on Sunday, but I don't think I'm casting. It just depends. But if I don't, then I'll definitely be doing a watch party. Thank you guys. Have a good one. See you later. I'm out.